Hey everybody, welcome to the special 50th episode of Following Lucha. This is a podcast where we talk about the lore and history of the TV show Lucha Underground, Season 2.
Whoa.
I'm Steven, that's JC. What up?
What's up, man? This is episode 50. I heard a rumor going around that you're not supposed to mention the episode number of the podcast you're doing, so a little unprofessional of you.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's supposed to make
people, like, if they tune in, they're like, oh, there's 50 episodes, man? I can't catch up with that. I can't. There's too many. There's too many numbers. You're telling me
the loyal ninjas and ninjettes aren't going to start from episode 1? This is an anthology? This is episodic. You guys, we follow the lore of Lucha Underground, meaning every week on this podcast, we recap and analyze an episode of Lucha Underground. We started with season 1 last year. Now, over 50 weeks later, we're on to season 2. And so, yeah, if someone wants to follow along with Lucha Underground, of course they would go back to episode 1. Like, what?
Don't watch from episode 1, though.
Why not?
It's not good.
Because we had like a bad layout, like both of us are really tiny in each corner for some reason. That was weird. That was a weird artistic decision.
That was unfortunate. Why do we choose them in the first place? I don't
understand. Because you had the idea of us illegally showing clips of Lucha Underground while we talk about it.
We should show legal clips, like in the middle of our screen.
Yeah, you can edit it.
Yeah,
if you want,
we should still do that.
You can edit it.
We asked. I remember specifically you said you would rather edit it to make it easier, or something, or because you had more control over it. That's what
I'd rather edit this. I'd rather absolutely edit like the audio and everything like that. But if you want to edit in clips from Lucha Underground and have it follow along with the episode, I mean, I would prefer personally the 10 hours I would save each week.
This is creative right here, dude. This is how Vince feels when he gets told that no, you can't push Von Wagner, dude. Okay.
It's Von Wagner. Excuse
you. Is that his name?
I don't know. I've never even heard of this dude.
He's the most call-looking dude. Dude, honestly, whenever I watch like NXT, dude, like now, half the roster looks like Cause. I'm gonna be honest.
Vladimir Kozlov?
No, they look like creator wrestlers from video games.
Oh, CAWs. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I thought you were like really friendly with Vladimir Kozlov and you call him Cause.
Do you not call him Cause?
I've always referred to them as CAWs, Cause.
Well, I
guess
it's like Cass, right? Creative Superstars, what they're called.
Oh, of course. Well, in AEW, it probably won't be called. Sorry, in Fight Forever, it won't be called CAS, probably.
Yeah, when that game comes out, 2028?
Dude, what sucks is it's going to be 10 years for it to come out, and it's still going to look like shit.
It's still going to have Cody in it.
They will still have Cody in it. That is for true.
Is Punk in it still, or is he blacklisted from the game?
They took him off the cover, but I can't imagine they'd get rid of him, I cannot imagine. But Steven, we need to talk about Season 2, Episode 4 of Lucha Underground, okay?
Oh my goodness.
The episode aired on February 17th of 2016, and it was titled, and this one's pretty creative, man, so bear with me. It's tough to follow. Okay. It's titled Cero Miedo.
What does that mean?
Well, for those unacquainted, that is actually because we get deep here. We get deep here with the lore of Lucha Underground. Cero Miedo is actually not in English. That is in Spanish.
What?
And you might ask yourself, oh, what kind of Spanish? Because there's a whole bunch. This is not
Spain
Portuguese.
Spanish?
Well,
Mexican
no, it wasn't.
Spanish?
No, that would be the one. It's more the Mexican kind of Spanish. And I don't. This is also maybe a little deep. This might be worth reminding the audience. Cero Miedo is actually the catchphrase of one of the more popular wrestlers in Lucha Underground, Pentagon Jr., who you might be more familiar with today in a company like AEW, where he goes by his more familiar name, his more popular name, Penta El Zero M.
When was the last time he appeared on TV?
He'll be on the pay-per-view yesterday.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Recording date yesterday.
So that's exciting.
Anyways.
That's exciting. Steven, I don't know why this episode was called Cero Miedo.
Because he's the star of it.
Yeah, but he's gonna be the star of a lot of episodes. He's already been the star of a few episodes. Like there was nothing.
I thought Phoenix was the main character of this show.
I thought Puma was the main character.
Well, no, he lost his privileges after he lost his title.
Shoot.
Of course.
Okay, so now King Cuerno is the main character.
Yeah.
Is this shoot lore that the Gift of the Gods champion is the main character of Lucha Underground?
That's the mid-card title, right?
Well, it's that in combination with the Money in the Bank contract. So
or like the X title.
We don't talk about that because if you even remember the days of TNA where you could cash in the title, I don't want to talk to you. You're a bad person with no taste.
That was what Austin Aries said. He said, "I'm gonna cash in my X title for your title," and then he did it and won.
Wow, that's
and then he did
crazy.
It again a few years later and lost.
And the X title is still around to this day because of the great value it carried, right? That is
You
sick.
can watch the entirety of TNA for like $5 a month. Not crazy.
Steven, I wouldn't watch the entirety of TNA if they paid me $5 a month.
Why?
Because it
What about
sucks.
good TNA?
I wasn't around for good TNA, okay? Neither of us are really around for good TNA. By the time we were 9, it was already bad TNA, you know?
What do you mean?
Like,
Hulk Hogan era was awesome, dude. You're just jealous of how sick Hulkamaniacs are.
My bad. Like, the Owl era was fine with Matt Hardy and everything, but wasn't their golden age.
You actually watched the Matt Hardy era, or you just pretend to watch it like me?
I just watched the Matt Hardy segments like any rational person, you know? You think I'm sticking around to see what Crazy Steve is doing? I'm not.
What? Crazy Steve is awesome, dude. He's like the Joker now. That's his
Name
gimmick.
your five favorite Crazy Steve matches, or just segments.
Crazy Steve versus Robbie E.
Okay.
Crazy Steve 6-man tag team with the Menagerie.
Okay, no, that's a group he's part of. Who are they fighting?
Aces and Eights.
Okay. That was a cool crossover.
That was a good match.
Yep.
Crazy Steve versus Moose. That was pretty sick.
Ooh.
I love how Moose is like the main guy at TNA, by the way. Just
he's got nowhere else to go, man. You know, I don't know what else he wants from this life. But listen, Lucha Underground, Season 2, Episode 4. It's called Cero Miedo, and it starts with a recap. And the recap is basically just reminding us that Ivelisse fought Mil Muertes a week or two ago, and she died when she did. She's like a lady with one leg, and she fought the dead man champion. Steven, would you say Mil Muertes is the best dead man in professional wrestling?
I don't know. He doesn't really do anything anymore, man. He's kind of just sitting in his chair at the shows.
Yeah, and he does have a sling on, which isn't very cool.
Imagine if Raw happened today, right? And Triple H was just sitting at the announcer's table, just doing nothing.
I guess so. But like, compare Mil Muertes to the other dead man in pro wrestling, where Mark is on Twitter and he's tweeting out laughing at Wheeler Yuta.
Big Pop.
You know? Big Pop.
Was it Huge Pop or Big Pop?
Probably Huge Pop. Probably Huge Pop.
Dude,
that's where the Undertaker's
dude.
at.
Like, the guy's just a chill dude who's just, you know, just some chill indie wrestler dude.
Maybe.
And he's getting compared to like Stone Cold Steve Austin by like Twitter nerds.
It's a tough life.
It's
a tough life.
Or Wheeler.
Well, Steven, also after Mil Muertes killed Catrina, he had his arm broken by Pentagon Jr. This is why he's in that sling we mentioned. And we start off the actual episode past the recap in Catrina's office. What do you mean?
He's just in a cast, but he's still at the show. I feel like
he's not doing
anything.
Sling,
right? It's not a cast; it's a sling.
He hasn't been physical. Yeah, it's in a sling. He hasn't been physical since he had his arm broken. How can you sell it any better?
This is a good champion right here, dude.
Like
your broken arm, sitting in a chair all day.
Every time they cut to Mil Muertes, he looks like he hates life. He looks like he doesn't want to be there
all day. Like, that's such a boring job.
Like, if I am Mil Muertes, I am pissed at Catrina. You run the company now, and you're gonna make me wait. Like, you're gonna make me sit out here for what? For what, Catrina? It's bullshit.
To be a what's it called?
A good spectator? What do you mean?
Gotta build him to be like a spectacle. You know, he's got to be the main attraction. You can't just show him every week wrestling.
Exactly.
You show him every week doing nothing.
Oh, like.
Yeah. Then people I would say, like, yo, that guy sitting there, what if he fought? That'd be crazy. I would watch that.
That's like Hillbilly Jim style, where Hillbilly Jim had never wrestled before, but he was always in the front row. And then one day, the gigantic weird man in the front row stands up and wrestles. That's exciting. But That Mil Muertes
That's
is
gonna
not just a
happen
fan.
to, like, green shirt guy at WWE.
Oh
Excited.
shit, that's been a long
It's
build.
gonna be like Enzo Amore, be like, bada bing, bada boom, realist dude, and then all of a sudden, green shirt guy stands up from his row, beats the shit out of Enzo with
Hell
the
yes.
green machine.
The green machine, I like to imagine, is the move where Enzo is in the corner, and then green shirt guy runs at him from across the ring and just like slams his body into him. You know,
Just
Mark Henry
dies.
style. Hell yeah.
This is good. This
Damn,
is
I can't wait
real
for-
fantasy booking. By the way, not your shitty ones. Where it's like,
Exactly.
Sami Zayn then beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Sami Zayn is world champion. Sure.
Yeah, come on,
Sure.
guys. Pish posh, pish posh, dude.
Did you see that Sami Zayn kept secret that he had a wife and kid until that
Oh, yeah,
pay-per-view?
I watched the documentary. It's kind of sick.
That's wild. That's kind of
Right?
crazy. That's kind of crazy. No. I'm more looking forward to the segment this week on Raw when Mustafa
Keep that a
Ali and Dolph
secret.
Ziggler fight. And Mustafa's really getting the upper hand. And then long hair guy and his mom get involved to save Dolph Ziggler. That's
I love
really
how
what I'm looking
Mustafa's
forward
gimmick
to.
is like, I mean, I'm a good wrestler, but like, kind of don't get booked.
Yeah, it's tough. He is
For the
booked
past,
for
like,
Raw.
5 years of his life.
Well, it's tough, man. It's tough. Listen, we start off the episode of Lucha Underground in Catrina's office. She now runs the temple ever since Dario was run out of town. And Ivelisse is here. Ivelisse enters the office. These two have a very, very tricky past, Steven, okay? It's riddled with tension and real life heat, okay? And
Heat.
she says to Catrina, the only reason I
We
lost
have heat, Catrina. That's what she said.
Well, that's what she started off by saying. And then she said, the only reason I lost to Mil Muertes is because of the Dodd. And then she says, I want to fight the Dodd with my boys. Her boys, of course, being Angelico and Son of Havoc. And then Catrina says, listen, I would love for you to fight the Dodd, Ivelisse. However, here in Lucha Underground, I'm a businesswoman, and I know what's best for business, and we
I'm
don't
a
do rematch
businesswoman
clauses
now.
here.
What's her? Did she get a degree like off camera, or is she?
I
just,
believe so. She's had literally all of eternity to get one, so I can't imagine it's that big of an issue.
Like, if you're a
But
ghost
she,
woman, how do you get degrees? Do they just see like your birthday is like 1 AC?
just breaks the computer. Maybe I'm not too certain, Steven.
They're like, oh shit, we don't have enough diversity in our school for dead people. This is a
yeah,
big
no,
catch.
she has to fill the quota. She has to fill
Good for
the quota.
UCLA, you know.
Good for them. Good for them.
Is that the
Katrina,
college she
famed
went to?
graduate.
I assume, right?
Sure. Why
don't
would
know.
you assume that? I don't know.
Well, what
Ask
else
her.
school would she go around like the area for?
Dude, I don't know.
You know, maybe she went to Harvard. You know, who knows?
You're saying, well, Harvard's not in the area. Harvard is
she's
so
a
far from
ghost.
Boyle Heights.
She's a ghost. Can she just teleport?
Well, you were the one who asked what other schools are in the surrounding area of Boyle Heights,
I don't
and
think
then
she's
said
going to UC
Harvard.
Berkeley, you know? I don't think she's going to UC Berkeley or anything. Okay. All right.
I don't know, man. What I
Exactly.
do know is that she says in Lucha Underground there are no such thing as automatic rematch clauses. So, Cuck Angle, get to the back of the line. In fact, I have a team tonight that is itching to get a shot at the trios titles. So instead, you're gonna fight them. And then Ivelisse is like, one day, Catrina, I'm gonna beat you up. And then Ivelisse leaves. And then Catrina, she grabs a knife and she licks it. So
Uh-oh.
that's
She's
cool.
going to murder Ivelisse for a second.
Yeah, man, that would be awesome. She just followed Ivelisse into the hallway and stabbed her to death. Oh my god,
That's some good
that'd be
booking right
wild.
there, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the actual show.
Oh yeah, well we
Finish
have to get to
show.
that match. The match that we just booked right now it's happening.
Yeah.
So it's Cuck Angle, Ivelisse, Son of Havoc, and Angelico, the former Trios champions, the only former Trios champions, and they are going to take on Steven.
Yes.
The boys are back in town. The crew is
God.
here.
Well, the crew -1 plus Chavo.
It's been
course.
-1 plus Chavo for like over half the episodes of Lucha Underground, Steven. Bale has been dead for so long, okay?
Miss him already.
Bale was either not yet booked or dead for most of the episodes, okay?
Oh man, poor
Yeah,
Bale.
I'm
Imagine,
sorry.
like, being a wrestler, right, and being told, yeah, your character just dies off like halfway through the tapings.
Season 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, imagine being a wrestler and being told, yeah, we're going to kill you off in the comic books. We're going to upload digitally to Imgur. Because that one's a little tougher, I think, to stomach.
Yeah, you're going to die on imgur.com.
You're going to die on Imgur!
Good luck, man.
That is really, really tough. That is really tough. Steven, it is the Crew plus Chavo Guerrero. And by the way, this match starts with Mr. Cisco and Angelico going at it. And this just isn't the ideal pairing for Mr. Cisco. The height difference is really, really on display
It's like
here.
Cesaro versus the octopus dude from Ring of Honor.
Oh shit, Jonathan
Where he was just
Gresham.
on his knees and was still taller.
The night he walked out on TK, a night that will live in infamy in this industry. Oh my god.
First night. Was he the first one to walk out on TK?
I thought someone else did it like that same day. Or am I making something up?
Was just Ring of Honor dude just really salty that they were getting buried?
I guess so. Oh, MJF walked out on TK. Remember that? But then he came back. Then he came back.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
They're redoing this angle for like Dax Harwood, by the way. I think it's really funny.
You think Dax is walking out?
Well, he's been like being really weird on Twitter. He's always weird on Twitter though.
And on his podcast.
He's like the worst person on Twitter, to be honest.
He's not the best, but I love him. Okay, he made me cry when he fought CM Punk.
I like his matches. I just think he's like super lame on Twitter.
No, listen, he's great.
He's like a Redditor. Like,
listen, no, stop this. Stop that, Steven. Okay, Dax Harwood's great. There's gonna be a bidding war between AEW and WWE when their contracts are up in just a couple of months.
Not even the other one.
No. Dash, he's retiring. Okay, this is just a Dax contract. Okay. Hell yeah.
Imagine if Dax beats Roman Reigns for the title. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, all these idiots out here fantasy booking Sammy going over at the Rumble. Ugh. Guys, Cody's not winning at Mania. I hate to burst your bubble. We're saving it for that Dax pop, okay?
Book your bookmarks, okay?
Book your bookmarks.
SummerSlam, Roman Reigns comes out, waiting for his mystery opponent. Then you hear... Yeah!
Say yeah!
We go all day and night.
Let's go. That will be so sick, Steven. I cannot wait. Is he interrupting a match, or is there an open challenge for Roman Reigns?
Well, it's a mystery opponent, right? Roman Reigns' opponent gets injured the night before or week before. Maybe it's Matt Riddle, you know? Who knows? Maybe gets suspended again.
I'm a bigger fan of the idea that they have a segment in Stamford at WWE headquarters, and they call Roman Reigns into Vince's office, and Vince is there, okay? And Roman Reigns is just laughing maniacally because he thinks he's about to get fired. And then Vince is like, "Don't worry, Roman, you're not gonna get fired. In fact, I wanna put you on a match at WrestleMania against an opponent of my choosing." And then that's when we find out it's Dax at SummerSlam.
Or is it just...
Oh shit, not WrestleMania. I meant SummerSlam. Vince fucked up in the promo. Yeah. My bad. They just reused the Seth Rollins tape. They just cut the Roman instead. Yeah.
Anyway,
that'll be sick.
Back to the actual show. That's not fantasy booking.
That's not fantasy booking. That's gonna happen. Steven, Cortez, one half of the crew,
police, undercover cop.
That's right. Officer
Cortez.
Reyes is his real life name, apparently. But in Lucha Underground,
his Officer, last name Reyes.
Exactly. Of course. In the Lucha Underground temple, he goes by the alibi Cortez Castro. We learned last week. He has decided, with his new policing ways, it's okay to punch women. He straight up knockout punches Ivelisse at one point, which is a bold move for a man of the law. But
I mean, it's pretty accurate to LAPD, man. You know.
You think so? The police brutality against women of color.
Women of color.
Okay.
Specifically.
That is wild. Also, Matt Striker at one point says, out of all the men in this match, Mr. Cisco is the dangerous one, which I've never quite thought of him that way, but yes, I agree.
Dangerous one. That guy had his wife beater. That guy is scary, dude.
He's just as a few screws loose, Steven, does this Mr. Cisco. Okay, that's what I hear.
Man.
Also, this match is really maybe the first match ever where Cuck Angle works together really well, cohesively, no issues whatsoever. And it's like barely even, like the story isn't, oh my god, look how well they work together. It's just like, oh yeah, no, they're a team now. Which, like, good for them.
They've been a team for, like, years, you know?
Yeah, but now they don't hate each other. They've had some time away, now they love one another.
remember the last scene we saw them in season 1 was them riding in a bike together. You know,
It's
They're
well
riding bikes
separately.
together.
It's 3 separate motorcycles. I
No,
thought.
it's 2. I
What?
think Ivelisse rode with Son of Havoc.
I thought they said goodbye to one another. Maybe you're right though.
Oh.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they made
Dude,
amends.
I saw like this like Reddit post once of like, was it Johnny Hungy
Oh.
versus Cesaro on AEW,
Uh-huh.
and I saw the comment, "Why is that a Havoc wrestling?"
Oh,
They don't. This is really funny.
that's not fair. They're not alike. They're not alike, Steven. Well, either way, their
anyways.
one big happy cuck angle is cuck angle, so I'm excited about it. And Helico at one point nails the coup de grace on Cortez, and they win. Cuck angle wins.
Wow.
Poor Chavo and the crew. And I'm a little pissed, Steven, that our boys lost, okay? And I'm not alone in that sentiment, as Chavo Guerrero is also seemingly pissed after the match at the crew, at Officer Reyes and Mr. Cisco, and he confronts them. Chavo is getting up in their face. The crew is not backing down. It looks like they're about to maybe even come to blows, these 3 men that we love dearly.
No, I hate tag team breakups like these, dude.
But then, thank goodness, tensions are alleviated when Tejano interrupts, the man who no longer is the face of Mexico after Blue Demon beat him. And he has a cowbell.
Yeah, way to put over your talent, dude. You know, your young talent.
Exactly. I can't wait for the big Blue Demon return. That is surely imminent. That's gonna happen, right? I think. Well, Tejano has a cowbell, and he punches Officer Reyes in the face, and then he punches Mr. Cisco in the face. The crew is out. The music stops, and then Chavo Guerrero runs away. Chavo Guerrero is home free. So,
Hey, good for Chavo.
yay. But also, why did they do the Blue Demon thing? Like, if they're still just, like, why not make Chavo the face of Mexico? Wouldn't that have been such a great
Mexico
story?
hates
Like,
him.
well, exactly. That's why it would be such an obnoxious thing if he was the face of Mexico. Remember Kevin Owens as
Like,
the face
it's like
of
an
America?
ironic thing where it's like, oh, Chavo, I'm me, Chavo Guerrero, face of Mexico.
Exactly. He's a war criminal.
Boo! You suck, Chavo.
Oh,
You don't represent
sorry.
Mexico. You're from America. Boo! That's
Yeah.
my fantasy booking right there.
That's cool, man. That is awesome. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened. Still don't get the Blue Demon thing, but shouts out to Cuck Angle. Sorry about the crew's loss. I hope they look the same after the cowbell attack. But here's praying. Here is praying. Steven, we go from that, to a vignette, it looks like.
Backstage.
Nope,
wait,
we're
no,
not
it's a Johnny
there.
Mundo
Yep,
vignette.
it's a Johnny Mundo vignette. I can guide, thank you. And Johnny has some facts to share with us, Steven. Okay?
No way.
Yes.
What facts?
I mean, he didn't really have that many facts. It was like 2. He started the promo or the vignette being like, I have a list of facts. But then it was 2 facts. So I don't really know how that
list?
adds up.
The list?
The list, well, the first fact is that he is the biggest star in Lucha Underground, but unfortunately, he is not treated like one, which is sad. When Dario was around, he was treated like a star, but ever since Catrina came into control, women, am I right, Steven? Women.
Coffee emoji.
Exactly. And he's like, I'm supposed to be in main events. I built this promotion. And I want to be the champion. But guess what? Brian Cage is in my way. And
Oh no.
and then they cut to Brian Cage with like a weird filter on it, and he says, I'm not a man, I'm a machine. And then they cut back to Johnny, and he says, well, guess what? I'm not just a man either. I'm the man. And then he has more facts.
Taking gimmicks, dude. That guy's crazy.
Yeah. Well, first he's like, this is the house that I built. That's AJ Styles' gimmick, okay? Then he stole Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch's gimmick with the man thing, okay? And so this is all messed up. I don't get why he's stealing gimmicks. Actually, Johnny Mundo's an innovator is what we're realizing. He paved the path for AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, and Becky Lynch, Steven. This Johnny Mundo is something. He says, this is my world. Everyone else is just living in it. Which is awesome.
Dang. We're living in his world, dude.
Johnny Mundo would have done great on YouTube in like 2011. You know, he would have killed it.
Yeah?
I really think so. Yeah. If he weren't too busy doing parkour on like backstage segments on Raw, he would have been a mega star. I think so.
You think? YouTuber sensation Johnny Mundo?
I do believe so. Steven, do you remember what happens next? Because now we are in the locker room.
Oh my gosh! Then we go to the locker room, right? You see Mr. Officer Reyes, right? He's sitting.
Hell yeah.
On the bench of the locker room, he's looking all sad, and then.
Well, he's just been stomped. He had his chest stomped in, then was hit with a cowbell, and maybe lost his best friend Chavo Guerrero. So I would also be sad.
And this really sucks, dude. You know, I'm just an undercover cop, and now I'm seeing people die. I'm losing every week. 'Cause I'm not a wrestler. You know, I'm just some cop. And then
maybe he has like some imposter syndrome going on. Yeah. You know?
Maybe he likes wrestling. You know? Who knows? And then you see his other officer friend, right? Come in. I don't think he's his friend. It's just some other officer dude, right? Mr.
Well, his coworker. It's Redacted.
Redacted, yeah.
Redacted.
Like,
remember last episode how Redacted was added onto the case by the police department coordinator
did they just
lady?
Audition for the show, or like did they just walk in?
For the show? What do you mean?
For wrestling, right? Like for Lucha Underground, the temple. Like how do they join?
Yeah, how do they send him undercover? That's a great question.
Yeah.
I imagine Cortez is, because if Dario were in charge, I bet Cortez could go up to Dario and be like, "Yo, Dario, I got a guy. I think he could be a good fit." But with Catrina in charge, I have no clue. You know, she doesn't seem like the type to politic with. So
Redacted comes in, right, with his new gimmick of not being a police officer but a sex pest. So is it canon that he's a sex pest in real life? Who knows? You know,
I think it's just the character he's playing undercover. I think is the Redacted. So
are the allegations also like fictional, or?
Well, technically there are no allegations yet as of February 17th of 2016, Steven. So we have a ways to go. Goodness. Don't even worry about it.
And he's like, yo, Officer Reyes, you fucking
that's a problem,
wrestling, dude.
That's problematic. He called him Officer Reyes, and Officer Reyes is like, what the fuck? I'm undercover. Don't act like you know me, okay?
Look, there's people around us, dude, okay? And there's like no one in the locker room.
No, there's no one.
Every time you go to the bathroom or the locker room, you're just by yourself. No one else is there.
Yeah, maybe they just have a lot of real estate. You know, it's a big-ass temple.
They get one locker room for each other.
Yeah, they each have a private locker room. That's awesome. But there's always the risk. There's always the risk someone could be eavesdropping. Drago could be like a toilet stall away. Someone could hear when he calls him Officer Reyes, okay? And then Redacted's mocking him. He has a lollipop in his mouth. And he's like, you're a loser, Cortez. You're a loser, Officer Reyes, okay? And then Redacted does an insane thing. After Cortez has just corrected him about his name, because they might get caught for being undercover, Redacted says, I've always been a better cop than you. Which is a wild thing to say while you're undercover.
Is that like an LAPD thing? Like what is?
No, I think it's a racial thing. I think it's very racially motivated.
Do you think he's racist? He is from LA and a PD, you know? It might be a thing. I'm just saying, dude.
Maybe someone should look into it. So the police chief should look into it. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's just weird that you're calling him a cop in the temple. What if Catrina was there? Katrina's a ghost woman. She could be anywhere at any time. Okay. But also, Catrina probably doesn't care if they're cops, because I guess like she's probably like free from the law. Is my guess.
I mean. Isn't the whole thing about? Well, they're not hunting her down, right? They're hunting.
No, they're hunting Dario,
the old owner.
Yeah,
right. I don't think she really.
It seems like a really inefficient strategy to send someone to the old place of employment undercover. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Imagine working imagine going undercover because this boss at McDonald's.
I do it all the time. I don't have to imagine.
Right. And the guy just left the company like a year ago. And you're still investigating as an undercover employee. You're not really doing
well,
much.
like if you were already undercover, like, okay, maybe stay there, get some more information. But it's wild to double your budget as a police force and send another salaried police officer to join this McDonald's.
So, like, do they get their own gimmicks, or do they, like, decide on the spot their own gimmicks? Because, like, Officer Reyes is playing, like, you know, like a wrestling gimmick. Like Officer Reyes is just some dude, right? Who's pretending to be like a street thug, right?
Yes.
And then
you mean like So not like in Lucha Underground, do the wrestlers get to choose their gimmicks? You're asking, how do they choose the gimmick for the undercover officers?
Right. Because like the Redacted decided, yeah, I'm gonna become an undercover wrestler, but I'm a sex pest. That's my thing.
Yeah, I suck lollipops and pour oil on my dick. That's a good gimmick, honestly.
They'll never know I'm a police officer now, dude.
I mean, true. It's true. It's true. So, Steven, that's about it. It's just a little bullying segment backstage between Redacted and Cortez. Redacted's like, I'm going to win my match later. You just watch, okay? Because I'm a real luchador, unlike you. So,
I got training, dude.
Exactly. Next up, it's Redacted's match, okay? He comes out, and guess who his opponent is, Steven? He's from the 559. They call him... What do they call him?
Luke Cage?
No, Luke is... No, it's Brian Cage. So he doesn't even go by Brian Cage in Lucha Underground. He's just Cage.
Is that copyrighted? Does he own Brian Cage trademark?
I think he does, but it's cooler to call him Cage. Like how Willie Mack is not Willie Mack in Lucha Underground. He's just the Mac. Yeah, exactly.
It's a really close match for like no reason.
Yeah, a little bit.
This one.
Yeah, it's a lot closer for Cage being a dominant man who's in like a major storyline. But also this is Redacted's debut, so like maybe they want him to be a big star one day. Okay, maybe it'll work out.
Redacted? You think they're building up Redacted? He's just a really good police officer, you know? He's got that training.
Yeah, he's got a hairy chest. Again, a lollipop and some oil he pours all over himself. Matt Stryker, by the way, at one point is like, oh man, I might be creepy, but I'm not that creepy. Referring to Redacted.
Was that like a shoot thing he said?
I don't know, but I have to say, Matt Stryker, you are that creepy, Matt. Like you definitely are. I don't think he knows, Steven. And then also, Vampiro almost admits he was molested by his uncle moments later. I don't know if you caught that, but Matt Stryker told him to shut up, as Vampiro really just almost outright said he was raped by his uncle, which is a wild allegation for TV, you know? Awesome. A little wild. Awesome. Steven, how does that make you feel?
So a commentary said Cage represented the everyday man. Thought that was interesting because he's like a jacked dude. Yeah,
but you don't get it. He's from the 559, and also he's not that tall, so... But, you know, I see a lot of dudes here in Austin.
It's like Jonathan Gresham. He makes up his size with girth.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I see so many guys like that in Austin who are so short, like 5'6" or shorter, but they get jacked, okay? And it's like, okay, we're compensating a little bit. I appreciate it.
Dude, you know? That's fucking awesome, dude. Roids? Fuck yeah,
man. Like popcorn shrimp is how I saw it referred to on TikTok the other day, which is really funny, I think, you know? It's a little mean-spirited.
You're just like popcorn shrimp, dude.
I think Cage is a little taller than those guys, though. You know? Maybe a little bit. But when Redacted is about your height, it doesn't make you feel good. It can't make you feel good, you know? Cage wins this match with a drill claw, which is cool. After the match, though...
What's his finisher? He has like 5 finishers.
Yeah, he has the Project X, or Weapon X. He has the Drill Claw. He has a bunch of power bombs he does.
Are they all just Wolverine-themed moves?
I believe so.
Really big Marvel vs. Capcom fan.
You know, the everyman, Hugh Jackman. That's cool. That's really cool.
Isn't Hugh Jackman pretty short? Or no, is he tall? I forgot.
Either way, Hugh Jackman is like one of the most handsome dudes with millions of dollars.
Well, remember, when he was cast for Wolverine, people said he was a bad fit because his last role was a gay cowboy.
That's hot, man. Also, look at... I saw like a cool little post, maybe it was a few weeks ago, about Hugh Jackman and how his body developed over the years as male beauty standards developed throughout the 2000s. And I wish we were still in 2003. Yeah, he was just like, honestly, like a little tubby kind of jacked. He looked good, you know? It was a rugged kind of handsome. Now he's artificial kind of handsome.
Roided?
It's a little sad. It's a little sad.
Is he just roided now? Is that a thing?
Oh, he has to be, right? But also maybe not, because when you can afford someone to just work out with you and make your diet, you know?
Because like think about like celebrities and like their bodies, like their whole job is their body, right? I assume.
I mean, kind of. You gotta
they have like
act
a budget for their body, and like they have like trainers and stuff they can just hire, and like months to prepare for like roles.
It is accurate. It is true. But basically, after Cage beats Redacted, he's celebrating. He's posing down to the crowd. He's doing his bodybuilder things, Steven. And Johnny Mundo is here, okay?
What?
This is moments after cutting a promo of a lifetime, okay? And he gets into the ring, and Cage doesn't know it yet. He's behind Cage's back.
Oh, no,
and
he can't see behind his back.
Cage turns around. Spear, Steven. Brian Cage is nailed with a spear.
It cuts to Mill. He's like...
Well, no, he's not. Mill is like way more expressionless. He does not give a shit. I have to be honest. He looks down a little bit. Yeah, it's a little weird.
And then Striker's like, oh, no, that's Mill's move. No, he's calling out Mill.
He is. He really is.
Johnny,
he really
you
is.
asshole. Why are you doing that, man?
That's what Matt Striker said.
Only Mill can do the spear, dude.
It's true. It's true. Brian Cage, though, somehow in a matter of seconds managed to get up, reverse momentum,
the spear,
and hit the Weapon X on Johnny before yelling, "I'm not a man. I'm a machine."
Dude, you just had like a fucking 20-minute match of some cop dude in his first wrestling match ever. I don't think it's that impressive, Cage. You know.
I mean, it's impressive. He stood up after the spear. You know, that's a devastating move. That's a.
Why was this match so close? I don't get it.
Like, I mean, it wasn't that close. Like, I feel like Cage kind of dominated, but Redacted got some offense. Was like
saying, "Oh my goodness, Brian Cage has kicked out of more pinfalls than Redacted." That's what they said, word for word.
Yeah, but that could just mean Redacted is more desperate. You know?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like if there's a match happening between The Miz and Roman Reigns, I'm gonna bet The Miz is gonna attempt more pins than Roman Reigns. You know?
The Miz, like, did you see the match of The Miz and Seth Rollins, where Seth Rollins just kills The Miz with like 5 curb stomps?
That's crazy, messed up. Dude. That's mean.
I saw on Reddit.
I don't like that. The Miz has kids, okay? He has to care for Monroe Sky and the other one. So he shouldn't be doing that stuff to his brain. Millie Mizanin? That's a horrible name. Wow, that's bad. That's really, really bad. But Steven, we go from that to a not even a backstage segment. No. This is in an unknown, undescribed location. But we see 2 men who appeared on our television screens a couple weeks ago, and that of Rey Mysterio Jr. and El Dragon Azteca Jr. Okay? And remember a couple weeks ago, Rey was like, "Hey, this mask is yours because I don't want it." Now
I don't like this mask. Mine's more marketable, dude.
Yeah, a little bit. And now Rey is training Azteca Jr., okay? He's prepping him. And I imagine, because he's El Dragon Azteca Jr., he is probably the son of the dead El Dragon Azteca, who was killed by Black Lotus. And now they're training for Azteca to get his revenge. And Rey and Azteca are fighting back and forth. And also, the training here is a lot less abusive than the training between the original El Dragon Azteca and Black Lotus, okay? Because that stuff was like mentally, physically abusive. Whereas Rey and Junior here are like just having a good time. You know, they're happy people doing happy things. I think it's a much safer way to train.
What do you think? What do you think Azteca Jr. was sired? When do you think he was birthed?
Azteca Jr.? Well, I imagine probably about like 45, 50 years prior to 2016, you know? Because
that young.
Rey Mysterio ends up doing a little bit of storytelling while he and Azteca Jr. spar, okay?
And Rey Mysterio... we all do, you know, while we train people.
Exactly.
Tell the backstory.
Exactly. He says, Dario Cueto, a man you're familiar with, El Dragon Azteca Jr., his dad, Dario's dad, came to Mexico many years ago and met your father, the original El Dragon Azteca. And Rey decides at this point to set the mood by lighting some candles, you know? It's really, really moody here. And he's like, Dario's dad and your dad, they were looking to do something no one's ever been able to do before. Unite the 7 ancient Aztec tribes. Which, by the way, that is spoilers. Okay? Because we already know Aerostar is a time traveler who tried to unite the 7 tribes. So if it still hasn't happened, we know Aerostar has failed, you know?
I think it's crazy that Aerostar is just a time traveler, just like very casually just mentions that he travels through time, you know?
As you do. They didn't even casually mention it. They casually just let us watch it out of nowhere. Yeah. Okay? It was wild.
So it's like a space shitty wrestler, dude. It's funny.
How dare you? How absolutely dare you? He was a star. He is a star. And he says that Dario's dad and Azteca, in order to unite the 7 Aztec tribes, needed to gain hold of like the 7 ancient Aztec medallions, you know?
Wow.
And they went crazy looking for them. Well, at the very least, Dario's dad went crazy looking for them. He got so carried away by the task at hand, he even at one point sacrificed his youngest born to an Aztec god by letting that god take over, inhabit the body of his son, possess it, exactly.
Like as a baby, just become this baby.
I don't know, because if I'm an Aztec god, I have no interest in becoming a baby, you know,
or a human,
maybe having a human vessel could be nice, you know, like to hop into every once in a while, yeah. And then El Dragon Azteca Jr. connects the dots. He's like, oh, so you mean to tell me Matanza Cueto is inhabited by a god? And then Rey no-sells it, you know? But
Rey's like, yes, dumbass.
But what if it's not? What if there is a even younger Cueto that we don't yet know about, Steven? Have you considered?
The third child?
The third child? What if he's like the youngest young buck, Malachi, who just never really went on to much success, is a little overweight now.
What about David
plays video
Flair,
games? Or that. Could be the David Flair. Could be the David Flair.
Who else is a shitty child wrestler? What if it was Ted DiBiase, you know, Jr.? Who knows?
Ooh, Ted Jr.? That would be unfortunate. What about Curtis Axel?
Song.
That'd be a tough one.
When is Ted Jr. coming back?
I come for money.
When is he
come
back,
for fame.
Dude? You know? When?
I don't know, man. I don't think
I hope
he
it's like a
wants
Spirit
to.
Squad thing where like the Miz brings him in. Like, Cody, I've got your old friend. And then goes, ching, I come from money.
I come from fame.
Cash.
Or that the ladies love me. Because that's my... Well, now it doesn't rhyme with if it's cash. The ladies love me because that's...
Oh, because of my name. Maybe it is fame.
I thought so.
Probably is.
Well, it could be I come from money. I come from cash. The ladies love me because of my cash. And he says cash a whole bunch again, yeah.
Let me to the sky, I'm about to buy. Well, I don't know how the rest of the song goes.
No, I'm not quite familiar. I liked when Maurice was with him, though, so shouts out.
That's how they connect the dots, you know?
Oh, yeah. Steven, they make an agreement, okay? They make an agreement to never step into one another's territory ever again. Does Dario's dad, the one who sacrificed his youngest son to the god, and the original El Dragon Azteca, okay? And I guess this is because Dario Sr.'s craziness drove him to that, to like be not workable with. I don't really know what happened, but they're not on good terms. They're not allowed in each other's territory anymore. They made a handshake agreement. And so Rey Mysterio is telling El Dragon Azteca Jr., Azteca, know that this mission, what we're training you for, is not to get revenge for your dad, okay? Because your dad knew what he was walking into when he went into the temple. And then this makes El Dragon Azteca Jr. upset, because you never want to hear your dad committed suicide. That's never good news. And so El Dragon Azteca Jr.
just dying, you know?
A little bit. But theoretically, it's for a noble cause. So El Dragon Azteca is like, fuck you, Rey.
Like the Japanese?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the Japanese lore. I'm more focused on the Aztec lore. But
I see.
You'd have to inform me, Steven. Rey Mysterio Jr. is now having to defend himself against a very rabid El Dragon Azteca Jr. And then Rey is like, no, your new mission is not for revenge. It's to unite the 7 tribes.
What? That's crazy.
So many men have failed. El Dragon Azteca Sr., Aerostar, presumably someone else, and now the son of El Dragon Azteca Jr. Well, he hasn't failed yet, but I imagine he will, you know? Like, Also, why do we want to unite them so bad? Like, what do we get when we unite them?
Maybe world peace?
Oh, shit. That'd be kind of wild. But if it's just peace in the Aztecs, that'd be a little sad. Like, that's such a small part of the earth, you know?
Maybe.
A little unfortunate. Steven, we finally have our main event of the evening, okay? These two men teamed up with one another a couple weeks ago. Now they're fighting against one another. It is the two stars, the two centerpieces of this company, Prince Puma versus Pentagon Jr. One-on-one, middle of the ring. Okay, normal match
of a lifetime
rules.
Right here.
Exactly. When Puma comes out, Matt Striker says the bloodline is rich with Prince Puma. So that's awesome.
All the bloodlines of Prince Puma.
Exactly. This match made me really miss the days of 2016 when Pentagon had some level of self-control and he didn't say, woo, every 5 seconds during a match. Okay? This was back when he would maybe do it once a match. Steven, if you watch a match in the year of our Lord 2023, it's constant. He doesn't stop. That is the soundtrack to the match. Is woo, woo, woo. Every time he kicks or hits someone, it's woo. Why?
His thigh slapping, dude.
Oh shit! You think that's why?
I don't know. Do people still thigh slap? Cool. Is that still a big thing?
I mean, it's how you make the noise, man. What do you want?
Oh, are they allowed to do it in WWE again or no?
I don't know. I don't care. You watching WWE?
No. You?
Okay. No, me neither, man. Although I'd love to see like Uncle Howdy do a thigh slap. That'd be awesome. TBH. You know?
Yeah. Anyways, back to the main event. Yeah, Prince Puma kind of gets fucked the entire time. It was pretty awesome.
That's so hot. Oh my god. That's wild. Wow. I mean, I guess. I thought it was... Yeah, Pentagon was, I guess, in control for most of it. He was very, like, aggressive. But Puma would, like, stop him, and it was kind of back and forth. My favorite part of the match, though, was the finish, when Pentagon hit a package pile driver. And then Pentagon said, I'm not finished with you. Braun Strowman style. And then he also, Braun Strowman style, put Prince Puma into a surfboard hold. But then the referee started counting at one point because I guess Pentagon's shoulders were down.
Well,
despite him applying a submission.
Were down. I guess I don't know how that works because like.
Yeah, I don't know why the referee decides to count when both men's shoulders are down. That's a weird move, okay? But he did. And Prince Puma was able. I guess he was so limber, so strong. He lifted up his shoulders while Pentagon was applying the submission.
If he didn't lift up his shoulders, who won then at that point?
No contest. Okay, we get a rematch.
Can you draw in wrestling? Is that how that works?
I mean, yeah, of course you can. You know, like double countouts, double DQs.
Pinfall?
Sure, I guess so. Or like, you know, like when both people pass out at the same time or all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, then Pentagon's like, yes, I won. I did it. I'm awesome.
Woo, because he just had him in a submission. Puma must have tapped out, right?
But nope, Chuck Testa. It's actually Puma who wins, and he raises his hands up with the ref. And then Pentagon's like, no, this sucks. So he super kicks the ref. The ref dies.
Poor Marty Elias.
And then you see Puma. He's like, oh shit. Well, I guess we're fighting again. And then they fight.
And then Puma's like, you're so prone right now, Pentagon Jr. Guess what I'm gonna do? And then Puma goes to break Pentagon's arm. Shades of Pentagon himself.
And then it shows to Mel. Mills gets it from his chair. He's like, oh shit, this kind of hype, dude. This is kind of
hot. This is gonna be feeling awesome. Different.
And then it zooms into Vampiro, and he's like, oh shit, kind of sucks.
Well, he also stands up, Vampiro. He is, I guess, about to interfere. I'm not quite certain. But then they cut back to the ring, and Trevor's a nice guy, Steven, okay? Trevor isn't in the business of fucking over people. Okay, Trevor's in the business of putting on a good show, beating up the homeless, okay? Right. He doesn't beat up good people like Pentagon. He lets him go. He lets him out of the arm break, which is just...
Thank goodness.
Yeah, exactly. He's such a nice guy. So, shouts out to Prince Puma. That is the last match of the evening, okay? Two of the biggest stars. Puma sneaks out a win. Pentagon's upset. But it's not the end of the episode. As we cut backstage to a really creepy hallway inside the temple, Steven, okay? And suddenly, from around the corner, into this long hallway, emerges a woman running for her life, it seems, gasping, panting, yelling. She's like a bloody mess. That woman, Steven, is sexy. Star. And then, as she's running, screaming, blood pouring down her face, in post-production, they should have, Steven. They should have piped in her music in the background. They didn't do that, sadly. And she runs into the Mac. The Mac is here in the hallway.
And the Mac, he's like, oh, shit. Right?
Who did this to you?
Seeing a person, just scared, of course. And then Mac's like, who did this to you, girl? And then the girl's like, because you can't speak English, right? Like
that's why it's not that she's traumatized, it's that she's struggling with the English language.
Right.
Okay.
He's like, and then Mac's like, dude, what the fuck, dude?
No, she clearly says moth. She says moth. She says moth. And then
Mac's like, yo, what?
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
What? And then Texar's like, no, not him. and then
wow.
And then it cuts to like the horror movie on blink of like 20 frames per second. You know that one. In every like horror movie trailer ever, where it's like just blinks on the screen.
I thought it worked here though, because it was like a moth's wings fluttering. You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they were. That's what it meant.
I think that's what they were going for. Steven, I think you should get into acting. I think you killed it with that performance right there.
Thank you.
I think you should specifically play the role of abused women. Yeah.
Abused women can't speak English.
Yeah. You would kill it, Steven. Okay?
Anyways, that was today's episode of Lucha Underground.
How was it? It was whatever. Not my favorite. Maybe like the lowest point of this season so far. Not like horrible, but below average, I'd say, for season 2.
It's pretty average for me.
Yeah, I just like
average. They
had potential with a real cool main event. It didn't really go anywhere. I had to watch the crew get beat up and bullied a whole bunch, which I didn't like.
Are you invested in the cop storyline at all, or?
I mean, only because Officer Reyes is in it. Okay, without Cortez Castro, I'm not invested in the Redacted storyline.
No. I hope Redacted doesn't take over that storyline. I'd really fuck.
That would be unfortunate. That would be unfortunate. Though I would appreciate like Officer Reyes getting fired and then like just being homeless. Like that'd be a little sad.
Oh, like homeless Baron Corbin.
And then we could, you know how we cut to SmackDown in 2017. We went into Heath Slater's home and Rhino was there eating Cheese Whip and all the kids were there. We could do that, but it's Mr. Cisco welcoming Cortez into his home. Okay. That would be a great segment. Guys, have we considered adding this in post?
Shitty apartment in LA.
Oh, I was thinking like a trailer.
Maybe he lives in Orange County. Maybe he lives in Orange County. Who knows?
Maybe. Oh, what if Cortez just has a mansion? He's doing this for fun. You know? That'd be great.
For fun. Just his hobby.
He has no kids. He's married to another man. He has a really, really nice life.
He's a tech giant CEO as well.
Shouts out to Mr. Cisco, the closeted tech giant. That is so sick. Shouts out to him.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, that was the episode.
That was.
Why was it called Cero Miedo? I'm still upset about that.
They couldn't think of a better title. Like I just use that guy's catchphrase, I guess.
Why not call it Moth? Like ... Moth. Like that'd be, like I don't know. That was a more emotional moment.
Right now, all right. So fuck you.
What?
Anyways,
what?
It's time for the news of the week of this episode airing.
Why don't they call it something like Revenge is bad? Why don't they call it?
Anyways, welcome back, everybody. Back to this week in wrestling of the month of February in 2016.
What month? Or sorry, 16th. What week rather?
The 16th of February.
Very close. We're on the 17th actually, Steven.
Oh, I was still right.
Well, no, because again, we don't do these on a Monday to Sunday basis. We do them on a Wednesday to Wednesday. Like we're going the week according to the episode of Lucha Underground. It's like the exact date does matter in this instance, okay?
No, it doesn't.
Because we're getting all the news, Steven. We're getting all
What happened this week?
Wade Barrett gave his notice to WWE.
No.
I know, it's a little tough.
I don't know how this ends for him.
I don't know either. I can't imagine he ever ends up back with the WWE after they've mistreated him so much for the past few years.
Yeah, like when they gave him the IC title.
That's a little messed up. Or when they gave him his own like infrastructure at the top of the ramp for like 2 years, like.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, huh?
And then like his own segment where it's just him talking like every week. Like,
I mean,
they really
he was
mistreated
gonna
this
win
dude.
Money in the Bank at one point, and they didn't. I forgot why.
Money in the. You mean he could have like been among the likes of Damian
Austin
Sandow
Theory.
and Baron
Damian
Corbin?
Sandow. Baron Corbin.
Wow.
John Cena.
Whoa, even Otis.
Otis.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
That's
winner.
real cool. That is really, really cool. Steven, Wade Barrett's not gone yet. He still has until June on his contract, apparently. But
what was the point of your notice then?
Well, I think he's just letting them know, like, hey, I'm leaving, Giving them ample time to prepare to fill that spot on the roster, the gaping hole.
Oh, thanks for reminding us, Baron. Thanks for telling us. Now we know what to do a few months from now, We're going to replace you with,
Apollo Crews, I think is who they called up.
Nation? Who the fuck is that?
I mean, there's no way Vince knew. Okay, there is absolutely no way.
Uha Nation? What nation is Uha?
Apollo had to have been on the roster for years before Vince even knew he existed. Like the main roster,
Yeah.
And there's still a chance you might not recognize Apollo Crews if you saw him out walking, This is my personal guess. Steven, how have you done? How have you fared mentally over the past 7 years with no Wade Barrett?
No Wade Barrett. Sucks, dude.
It does.
No Wade Jose.
No Wade Jose. No way Jose. But Steven, guess what? Another man who's been gone for WWE. Wade Barrett?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Kurt Angle was,
What?
Jack the Jobber was there.
Was that one good? Was What Culture Wrestling good? Or is it just like shit?
I
didn't watch it.
Like the original What Culture guys, I will never not love Kenny McIntosh, Adam Pacitti, Adam Blampied, Jack the Jobber, the Ross guys, whatever.
How's there a new channel they made where it folded very quickly because one of the guys got outed for being a sex pest?
The week that it came out, the week that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to defend anyone who doesn't deserve defending, but I've talked about Adam Blampied on this podcast before. Didn't he just ask a girl, like a consenting adult, for nudes? Am I wrong? Because if I have the story wrong, I'd like to know. But I've never quite understood why they kicked him out of Cultaholic.
I think it's because like he was using his fame for nudes of women. I think that was the reason why.
Okay. Have you used your Following Lucha fame for nudes of women, Steven?
What do you mean? Of course. Every woman I know.
Oh, wow.
Yo, I got this podcast called Following Lucha.
I got this TikTok.
Send me your
I'm kind of a
nudes.
big deal. Is that? Oh wow. Is that what you say?
I know.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Tom Phillips. What's this one? I got a hard cock in my plane or something like that.
I have a hard cock in my plane. Oh my god.
Is that what Tom Phillips
cool.
said? I forgot what he said.
I thought he was like bursting. I thought he compared it to like a natural disaster or something. I don't really remember.
I got an earthquake-sized penis in my pants.
Yo, that's crazy. That is wild. There is a flood in my pants right now. There is a tsunami in my pants right now.
There's a blizzard right now. My ball sack's waiting to come out.
What? That blizzard in your ball sack sounds like blue balls, man. That sounds very bad. That's terrible.
Frozen balls.
Aw.
Anyways.
Damn.
Back to the topics that make sense.
Oh yeah, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio. Remember he left WWE a while ago. Well, now he's in AAA, Steven, the company that owns Lucha Underground. Okay.
Oh no.
Of course, this is part of why we're seeing Rey Mysterio on Lucha Underground training El Dragon Azteca Jr.
Right.
But I have some news I'm not too sure how I feel about. And that is that Rey Mysterio, reportedly the highest wrestler in AAA at the time, is done with the organization.
Dang, he just hates wrestling at this point, huh?
Well, apparently there's a lot of corporate disorganization, and they don't pay him on time. And We know
TNA.
he's trying to raise Aaliyah and Dominic at the time. He needs his paychecks. You know?
Isn't he like a millionaire?
Well, you know, it was tough.
Like,
he needed his
like
paychecks.
royalty checks still from like all the merch he sells.
He needed his paychecks, man. Okay, he was the highest wrestler in AAA. You know what that means? He was getting paid more than
a hot dog and a handshake.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, he's making more money than El Vikingo.
That
you know,
was
so
wrestler of the year, 2022.
So like, guys, those are big bucks. Dominic needs that money for his. I bet Dominic had a sneaker collection. You know, I bet he still does. I want Dominic on Complex.
Sneakerhead.
No, he's much cooler than TJP. Bite your tongue. Okay? Okay. Steven, it is basically like TNA. You're right when you make that comparison of corporate disorganization and late pay. But what I'm confused about is, like, what does this mean for Lucha Underground?
Did they get paid? How did they get paid?
I don't know. But, like, if he leaves AAA, I can't imagine AAA is like, oh, yeah, well, let's keep him on the American show that we have. I imagine AAA is probably like, no, we're not paying you there until you come wrestle for us here. And then Rey would probably just be like, well, fuck you. So
Rey knows his worth, you know?
I guess so. Similar to, was it Hernandez who left for TNA last season? That was cool. Knows his worth, does that Sean Hernandez.
What Culture Wrestling, actually?
I think Rey was there, yeah. I think Rey was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a weird period in time, Steven. It was a weird one. By the way, I saw Sean Hernandez is doing a wrestling seminar at that shop at the mall in San Antonio if you want to go.
Whoa, the shop? The one that
the wrestling shop?
The really shady one? That's awesome.
Well, shouts out to Oscar. We love it at the wrestling shop, trademarking collectibles. At least that's what it used to be called.
The Zack Ryder toy show once. I saw that episode.
Whoa, that's awesome. That's so cool. Steven, you know what's not...
Hernandez. What's up?
One day, Steven. You want to know something that is not cool?
What's not cool?
On this week in 2016, Madcap Moss suffered an injury.
He was wrestling?
He was Riddick Moss in NXT. He wasn't wrestling on TV by any means, but he was on the Florida Loop, okay, doing those like Cocoa Beach shows. And they were at an NXT live event. And you know those shitty 6-person suplexes where like it's 3 people, then 2 people, then 1 person at the top?
How does that make sense? It's just one guy just carrying like 5 people on his neck? Like, what?
No. It's 3 people carrying 3 other people, Steven. There's 3 down here, 2 up here, and then 1 on top, okay? And
I'm thinking of like the one where it's like one guy suplexing off the rope and then one guy...
Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking, the avalanche thingy. Yeah. This is not from the top rope. This is just in the middle of the ring, awkward as hell, okay? And
what?
Riddick Moss, though, is the man at the tip. No, he's at the tip of the triangle. He's going up highest.
Of muscle.
He's a lot bigger than his opponents, Steven. Would you like to know who they were?
Austin Aries.
No, not Austin Aries. However, Sami Zayn was there. Guys, stop your fantasy booking, okay? This is where Sammy belongs, on the house shows in Florida, injuring Riddick Moss. Enzo and Cass. So Cass is sizable, okay? So like he's a bit bigger.
Cass is in the bottom, right? I assume.
I would imagine. Okay. Enzo was there as part of the suplex, and then our boys FTR bald and FTR not bald. They are also part of this
were they FTR
6-person suplex. No, they're I don't even think they're the revival yet. I think they're just Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. So shouts out. I love that my memory for the rest of my life will always have 2 names reserved for both of those men. You know, like it's enough for each of them to have 1 name in like taking up space in my head. But I'll always remember Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, Dax Harwood, and fucking Cash Wheeler. Okay, and that last one's tough to remember sometimes. But it's there. It's there, Steven. Steven, I know I just listed all their names. Could you even repeat them back to me? Do you even know all 4 of their names?
Wheeler, there's Dax Harwood. There's Scott Dawson.
Ooh.
There's
see, it's tough.
Dang
it's
it,
tough.
Right. Which one's Dawson? Fuck.
Which ones?
Which ones?
Think The Incredibles.
Scott? No.
Scott, yep. Scott Dawson and Scott. They were my favorite team, man.
Oh my god, it's Syndrome.
Syndrome.
That's awesome.
You're so true, so true.
Anyways.
Yeah, Madcap Moss is injured. Hate to say it. They had like stretcher him out or something.
Man, imagine going to this random shitty like beach wrestling promotion, right? Just really shitty like, on the streets NXT show. You see some guy just get stretchered out because of some like shitty spot.
It's tough.
It's awesome.
It's a tough life. It's a tough life that these men were living, Steven. It wasn't the only injury suffered in the world of wrestling back during this week of February 17th of 2016. No. The world's strongest man was also injured, Mark Henry.
He wrestled at this time? What?
Yeah, he had a match with Big E, and then Big E lifted him up for the big ending. But then apparently, I think he yelled something in Big E's ear like, don't fuck it, like, don't do it, Big E, don't do it, Ryback, no. And,
don't do it, Big E, no.
And so he just lets Ryback kind of flop off his shoulder instead of hitting the move. Like, it's real awkward and silent. And then Big E just pins him and wins.
Wait, on Mark Henry?
Yeah. Yeah, so like, he just gave up on his finisher and then won. But you're right, isn't the big ending just like kind of falling a few feet on your tummy? But maybe he ruptured his tummy.
Don't you just land on like your arms and stuff? Right?
Maybe. Who's to say? Either way, Mark Henry was not feeling it. Okay.
Getting injured by the big ending. That's like
no. Imagine being too injured to take the big ending. That's what happened.
That's like getting like injured from taking a Boston crab. You know.
It's true. It's
a single leg Boston crab.
Imagine getting shoot injured from the Boston Crab, though, and having your spine broken in half. Like, for real. That'd be so sad. Aw. That'd be devastating. But good news, Steven. Okay? Mark Henry might be out of action. Madcap Moss might not be getting in a ring anytime soon. But if you're going to be traveling to the Memphis, Tennessee area, Jerry the King Lawler is rumored to be starting up a barbecue grill in the area. Called Jerry Lawler's Barbecue Grill. So
what a catchy title.
I know. Steven,
thing that wrestlers do, they have like these outside promotion businesses, right? To make money, I guess.
Of course.
It's always restaurants of barbecue, right? Like Brock Lesnar, JR, right?
Oh yeah.
Jim Ross.
Oh yeah.
Jerry Lawler, of course, as we just spoke.
They have barbecue joints? All of them?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Barbecue themed apparel.
One has seasoning, one has sauce, and only one of them has a restaurant from the people you've named, but sure.
Or coffee shops. No other in between.
Okay, Seth does at the coffee shop. You're right.
I think Mandy sells coffee too, right? Besides the donuts.
Ooh, the Dunk Donut thing. The Mandy's.
There's Cesaro's coffee shop.
Well, does he actually have a shop, or does he just have bags?
I think they sell both.
Yo, that's awesome. Shout out.
Some Seth Rollins coffee, dude?
No. I mean, if you buy it and have it, I'll try it, but like, I'm not going out of my way.
Wrestler-owned businesses? Is that it?
Sure. I guess, is the Bang Bus, is Jimmy Yang's Bang Bus on there? Because that'd be sick.
Wait, so Kane is mayor. We already know that.
That's not a business.
Oscar's a hair salon. It's kind of cool.
In Florida or in Japan?
In Japan.
That's cool, just passive income.
Yeah. Let's see what Bobby Lashley does. Bobby Lashley?
Bobby Lashley.
Lashley has a gym.
Oh.
Cool.
Like an MMA gym?
Planet Fitness.
He owns a Planet Fitness.
Apparently. Which is fucking crazy.
Like he franchised it. Okay, good for him. Yeah, fuck, that's cool, I guess.
Oh. Yeah, good for Bobby, dude.
Oh, that's it. Those are all the wrestler businesses. There's a Planet Fitness.
Steiner has something. What does he have?
I'd love to hear this. What is it called?
I don't know. What's in?
Because I would imagine him owning the Planet Fitness, Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Big pump house.
This is a really shitty shitty article. It doesn't mention what they have.
That's so sad.
Victoria has one. What?
Has one what?
She has a restaurant.
Called? The
Squared Circle.
No. Don't say that. Don't lie to me.
What a shitty title for your restaurant, dude.
That is pretty bad, Steven. Steven, when are we going to make a field trip?
As a burger shop.
I think Mean Gene's dead, man, isn't he?
I don't know, is he?
I mean, look it up. I thought Mean Gene died. I thought Fink died. I thought they were all passing away.
Yeah, he died. He died 3 years ago.
Okay. Well, then he hasn't had a restaurant or business for 3 years.
I hope that one's
What's Hogan's?
I don't know. It's in Florida. It's probably like some like
beach
surf
shop
or whatever.
Well,
probably.
I mean, I've been to the surf shop twice, but I thought you meant a restaurant.
Oh, was it good?
I want to go to the Hulk Hogan restaurant.
Oh no.
Damn.
You want to go?
Okay.
We have to go now.
Steven.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna. What if we start a Hulk Hogan themed restaurant?
You get sued.
Thoughts?
No, it's not Hulk Hogan, guys. It's Bulk Bogan, okay? Different character.
Of course. He who doesn't wear red and yellow, he wears red and orange. So it's a little different. Steven,
yes.
Jerry Lawler was in the news this week for more than just his barbecue grill that might be starting. He also got grilled on Twitter, Steven. He actually received death threats on Twitter, is what happened.
This is awesome. Because that guy died. That guy almost died like a few years before this story came out.
He had a heart attack live on air. And now WMC Action News 5 in Memphis is reporting that WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler is receiving death threats over a tweet in support of presidential candidate Donald Trump.
What? You're telling me some old guy's a conservative? That's crazy.
Listen, an old guy from Memphis, no less. That's
crazy.
Is electric. The business is picking up.
Remember when Cody Rhodes said he hated unionizations in wrestling? That was awesome.
Yeah, we don't want healthcare. That'd be bad. So, figure it out.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if this come on camera or not. You have to edit this out. That's unfortunate for you.
I'm not going to edit it out. If you didn't say shit, I won't have to edit shit. And now I'm leaving it in specifically. Because if you just don't mention it, I don't have to edit it out. No one hears it. If I do hear it, I guess you'll edit it out. Me!
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, guess what?
What? Tell me. Tell me a news story from February 17th. Summer Rae? Mm-hmm. Being an influencer on Instagram is not a fitness business.
What do you mean?
Like, you can't, like, we can't visit Summer Rae's fitness business.
We can. Just
we can't go there. There's not a storefront for us to, like, see. There's not, like...
There probably is some website you can, like, hey, fucking Summer Rae products. Look at this, man. You can get protein powder.
Find me a retail location that sells her products and we'll go. Okay, like
Vita Shop. Was it? The vitamin store or whatever? I don't know what it's called.
The vitamin store, vitamin shop. Yeah, we'll go there. Okay, and we'll ask them, Steven. We'll ask them. Okay, we'll go to the one that my girlfriend's ex works at. Okay, and we're gonna say to them, "Yo, did you carry Summer Rae products?" And they better know what we're talking about.
I think you mean Danielle Monet.
Sorry, do you carry Danielle Monet, otherwise known as Summer Rae products? That's what I'll ask them.
No, not the TikTok YouTuber star Summer Rae, the wrestler Summer Rae.
We can even sing her theme song for them, just to really let it sink in.
Was it Call to Me? Call
to Me? I think that is it, yeah.
I love this. This is wrestling.
Or if you stopped watching wrestling, or only specifically watched it for a really, like, 5-month span in about 2016 to 2017, and you only saw her run with Tyler Breeze, we could sing his theme song for them as well.
She was a star in Total Diva Season 2. All right.
Oh yeah, if you exclusively watch the E Network for all your media consumption, you should know who Summer Rae is.
What's Total Divas like really successful on the E Network?
I mean, successful enough to have like 20 seasons or some shit, you know?
Is this still going on?
I think it ended. I think.
Oh no, it's who was the star after the Bellas left?
That might have been the problem, Steven, is they lacked some star power.
Total Bellas. No.
I mean, they tried keeping it going for a while with like Natty and like Eva Marie. Maybe Eva was gone by that point, honestly. I don't know. Either way,
fortunate.
Jerry Lawler was not killed despite his death threats. I have very good news.
Wow.
I'd be really sad.
Sasha Banks to be on it or something.
What?
For Love Life. Makaze.
What love life do you think is there, Steven?
Mikaze was on the Sami Zayn documentary on YouTube. That was crazy.
I have an important question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Mikaze fucks? You do? Okay. That's good. That's great to hear.
You know what I learned? Apparently wrestling attire is just like gym wear with logos just sewed in. I just think that's crazy.
That makes a little bit of sense. It's probably a little bit tighter because you don't go to a gym and like see bulges bursting through latex.
I was watching the documentary. Apparently Sami Zayn just wears like Lululemon's like sweatpants with logos sewed in.
Sorry, what was that? Where's what brand?
Lululemon.
Okay, thank God. Steven,
called?
You called it Lulumelon a couple seconds ago. You did call it Lulumelon.
Oh, man. It's the off-brand version, don't worry.
That would be so sick. They can't afford the Lululemon. They are still making the Vince wages.
We got Lululemon, guys.
Speaking of, WWE announced new programming for the WWE Network, including a soon-to-debut global cruiserweight series that'll take place over a course of many weeks. Okay?
What?
They also announced the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness.
I was actually kind of excited for that, Chip. I never watched it. Was it good?
I watched when they referenced the Bullet Club a couple times.
I watched when they referenced TNA. It's like, can we mention TNA? No,
we can't do that. They also announced WWE's Ride Along will be debuting on the network. That show was
kind of awesome, man. I love the parts where they ripped it off in AEW. That was pretty sick.
That is pretty sick. What's that one episode where Neville's driving and then Sasha Banks gets like no-sold by her?
Yeah. Sasha Banks and Baylor just harassing Pac. And Adrian was like the worst look on his face. Like, what the fuck?
Like, he's a day away from quitting. Okay, he's on the brink. Sasha is what pushed him over the edge.
I think this is what happened. The last appearance from Pac ever in WWE too.
No, that's so sad. That's so sad. And then final bit of programming coming to the WWE
Legends
Network.
House.
Nope. Close, Steven. Even more legendary of a show than Legends House. This is a personal favorite of yours, I do believe. Camp WWE.
That shit's awesome.
An original cartoon series.
I think that one of the writers does a podcast where he tries to find McDonald's pizza called What Happened to McDonald's Pizza? I just thought that was really interesting.
So sick. Glad to hear he's on the bigger and better things.
Looking for McDonald's pizza. And then he actually uncovers mysteries and murders of real life people dying. Just kind of cool, I guess.
Has he led to any convictions being overturned?
Well, he tried looking for a McDonald's pizza in some haunted hotel or something.
No, can you please send me that episode? I haven't listened to this podcast in 2 years.
I don't know, it's such a good podcast, but it's just so long.
Well, the episodes are only 2 minutes or something, so
yeah, exactly. That's how long it is.
It's been going on for so long.
They all add up.
It's true.
It's such a wholesome start too, where the first episode, he calls a McDonald's, do you know what happened to McDonald's pizza? And the girl's like, no. That's the first episode.
It is. It really is.
And then later on, he gets onto rooftops, buildings and stuff. Somehow, it's really crazy.
Well, Steven, the way you do that is you climb up either a staircase or ladder. It's really we could next time we hang out. If you want to climb to a rooftop, we can do it, man. We can. We can live out your wildest dreams. Okay. Yeah. I know a sick ass parking garage at the Rim at the shopping mall. We can go to the rooftop there.
Yo, I love shopping malls.
You interested? Yeah. We can even call McDonald's from the rooftop while looking at the McDonald's that we're calling. It would be badass.
Do you guys see us on the rooftop? We have a gun.
It's just a handgun, though. We have no way of reaching it. Just firing down. That's so sad.
Anything else happened this week?
Yeah, Ronda Rousey was on Ellen, and she said she thought about committing suicide after she lost to Holly Holm.
Awesome. I'm sure the Ellen crowd loved that.
They all cheered after she said it. That's so sad. That's so messed up.
Remember when Ellen got fired and there was rumors of her being replaced by some other person on her own show?
Who?
I think it was James Corden. It was rumored. Just
no
crazy.
Way. James Corden's also universally hated. There's absolutely no way. I guess so. But this was 2016 was maybe peak Ellen. 2014 to 2017 was some good years for Miss Ellen DeGeneres, okay?
Did you watch Ellen a lot? I didn't really watch Ellen that much.
No. I didn't even... No. I don't know if I've ever watched Ellen, Steven. I have to be honest.
Fuck you.
I used to watch Conan when the wrestlers were on, and that was it. Okay?
I watched like one episode of Conan once in my life because it was just happened to be airing when I didn't have internet. For a bit. And it was the episode where we went to like Scotland or something. I was really confused during it.
That's so sick.
Like, where's the talk show part? Why is he in Scotland? That's so weird.
That's badass. My childhood was dominated, or at least a very specific portion of my childhood was dominated by George Lopez themed programming. Okay?
That's pretty sick, dude. I love
his
George
late
Lopez.
night show and then his actual sitcom. I feel like they were just always on, one or the other.
Well,
okay?
there was a time where Nick at Night would only promote the George Lopez show at night. You know how like Cartoon Network, when they go to Adult Swim, the first thing you see is like King of the Hill, right? Same thing for Nickelodeon, where the only thing you see at Nick at Night is George Lopez.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And it was really confusing for me because I went to a concert of like one of my favorite bands about a year ago, Steven. It was 21 Pilots, a very cool band. And they started playing that song, the theme song to George Lopez's show, and I was like, "Holy shit! They're playing the George Lopez theme song."
Lopez show. It's a real song, but who knows what it's called?
I learned it was actually a much more famous song, just in its own right, than it was for the George Lopez show. It's called
like the
Lowrider.
AC/DC song they play at like SmackDown.
Are you ready for a good time? That's a great
banger,
song.
dude.
Honestly.
I like how they returned that song and just paid the license to AC/DC. Good for AC/DC, dude, making money off that song.
Didn't they play it at the XFL game we went to?
They did, and we made the joke of, wow, we're at SmackDown.
This is so sick.
Oh yeah, guys, I don't know if you mentioned this. We watched XFL like 2 weeks ago.
We watched every Brahmas game so far. Well, we watched one live, like in person. The other one we just watched on TV.
That's all right.
In air quotes. Yeah, I mean, they won the second one, which was cool. Wish we could have been there for it, but... And also, it was against the worst team in the league. So that also will knock you down a few pegs. But it's okay, Steven. We're killing it. The Brahmas are doing great.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the Brahmas game, when we went there, right? There was like... It was like an event like section, right? For like, I guess, outside the arena. They're just selling merch and stuff. There was one part where they were going to like free Zoa, right? For like the Rock's energy drink. And when we went there, immediately we asked for Zoa, right? Because they were giving away for free. And I really wanted that $2 cup of Zoa. And the guy just tells us that they just ran out of Zoa.
Shouts out.
Which is like messed up, you know? But it's okay because we had the Rock's shitty tequila after that for free.
Oh yeah, they had free Terramana there. And guys, I can count on less than 5 fingers how many times I've drunk alcohol before. This was one of them. And it was disgusting.
This is how I lost my alcohologenity, dude. It was awesome.
That was...
The Rock's tequila.
You broke edge for Terramana? Whoa.
I know.
That's crazy. That is wild.
Is there any more news this week?
Yes, there is actually,
Awesome.
Steven. Let's turn to more shitty morning programming. And that of Good Morning America. As Bryan Danielson and Brie Bella are guest starring on it. And they're being interviewed about Daniel Bryan's recent retirement from wrestling. And they made a groundbreaking, earth-shattering, Mil Muertes earthquake-esque announcement, Steven. Brie Bella might also retire soon. So.
Oh, no, that's big news, actually. Shit.
Yeah. I will say out of the Bellas, Brie was always my favorite. This is true.
You just say that because she's the unbooked. She's the one that gets booked less.
No, I say it because Nikki was obnoxious. I actually watched Total Divas, Steven, okay?
What?
I was a diehard, okay? And Nikki was like kind of an asshole, okay?
Didn't like
Brie
Daniel
was
Bryan
so cool.
and Bella have like a pretty weird relationship on this show?
Yeah, well, because like Brie is like, oh, earthy, flowery girl, but like not compared to a guy like Daniel Bryan, who's an actual like, not hipster, but like an actual like earthy weirdo dude. Yeah, he's odd. He's like a lumberjack hippie.
People's penises in the AEW locker room. Just like,
I mean, if you had the opportunity, Steven, are you saying you wouldn't?
Like apparently, like that's how he judges people, just how big their cock is, which is pretty.
I get it.
Of him.
No, it is, especially if he's like working like 4 inches and he's still doing that. That would be awesome.
Your cock is tinier than mine. Holy shit, you're awesome, dude.
Fuck, whoa, that is kind of wild.
But like, are they like turgid or are they like what? Like, how does he judge them? You know?
That's a good question.
Like do you
give them the opportunity to fluff it up?
I don't know.
The only man he can give a fair assessment of is Ryback, because that man would just pop Viagra whenever Brock Lesnar was in town, you know? So
oh shit, Brock's here. Let me pop a quick one, boys.
That's what he announces. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I saw like a vlog once about a girl going to like a Japanese sex shop, and they had like this one fleshlight called the Pussy of the Round Table, where you buy it and there's like 6 fleshlights stuck together for you and the boys to do it with.
Whoa.
It's so stupid.
That's good. Does all the ejaculate form in the middle? Because that'd be awesome.
Well, the thing is, they're all based on like different like ages of people. The fleshlights. The one guy can get like the child. One guy can get like
no,
the
don't say
grandma.
that. Don't say that. Don't say that. They don't
worry,
get the child.
It's Japan.
No, I still doubt they're putting a child. I would imagine it's a young lady, Stephen. There's no way they're allowed to in Japan sell duplicates of child sex organs. There's no way.
It's Japan.
What is the age of consent in Japan? Don't pretend
15.
like you don't know. Okay.
Don't pretend you don't know immediately.
You knew.
I think they raised it actually recently from like 13, so I guess that's cool.
So you have even more knowledge on it than just what it is now. You are familiar with the history
in Japan? Do you not? Although Nippon age of consent laws.
I barely know what it is in this country. I know it's like 17 in some places and 16 in others and 18 in others. Steven, I can't tell you.
It's pretty cool.
I can't tell you. Well, that's
Anyways,
so sick. Brie Bella, Jude. I have a question for you, Steven.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you think Brie Bella fucks?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let's say hypothetically, if she did fuck, do you think she fucks more or less than Mikaze?
Mikaze, dude. Why are you so mean to him, man? That guy was
I'm curious. I want to know about his sex life. I agree. He's very attractive, and that's why.
Meet Mikaze. Hey, Mike, how's your sex? Wait, what's his real name again? It's like So or something like that. Like,
oh fuck, I really don't remember.
I don't think his name's Mike, right?
I don't know, but either way, my dream scenario, Steven, is we start doing interviews on this podcast, and we get Bryan Danielson and Mikaze in the same room for an interview. So that way, Daniel Bryan can be the one who pressures him to take out his penis, not us. You know?
We'll be like,
and then we can still reap the
Mikaze.
benefits.
No, it's like, yo, Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. We heard a story once where you look at other wrestlers' cocks. Why do you do that, Mr. Bryan? Then
what makes for a desirable cock, Mr. Danielson?
Well, how does the cock reflect the person, you know, who owns the penis?
Question. It's like we could ask him for like a best and worst, like highest rated cock he's ever seen to lowest rated cock.
Have you seen with a really crazy cock? You know, that's like maybe turgid. Maybe
now I have
like
a question for you, Steven. Yeah. What do you mean when you say crazy cock? What do you think of, dear sweet
like?
Steven?
Is that like how strong the cock is? Is it just a weird looking cock? That's what I want to know, Mr. Bryan.
Bryanson is right. Steven.
Yeah.
Last story from February of 2016. I just copied this whole headline because I really thought it does more justice to the story than I could ever hope to. Global Force Wrestling Women's Champion Christina Von Eerie, who won the title last July in a tournament, is selling the belt on eBay. The starting bid is 1,000.
Can't she do that? What? Does she own the belt? What the fuck? What?
The headline continues. The starting bid is $1,995.
And as of bid $1,500.
And as of this writing, there are 0 bids. So,
that's the headline of the article. What the fuck? That's such a specific headline.
Well, this is why we go to Wrestling News Blog Lady, Steven, okay? She never leads us astray. She never, ever leads us astray.
The journalistic integrity is amazing.
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. I clicked on the listing because they hyperlinked to it, and it was gone. They deleted the listing from eBay, so I don't know what happened.
Did she sell it?
I don't know. I could never get the conclusion. I could never find out.
Did she couldn't sell it because she didn't own the belt?
Well, in the story, it did a really bad job of explaining the context, but it sounded to me like she did own the belt. Like the company just was like, yeah, you can have it.
We don't exist anymore. You just have it.
Yeah. So, because I mean, I've heard of that happening before. Like, I think Rhino has some like classic ECW title or something, you know? So
that would make sense though, because ECW is popular.
Well, also Rhino kept that title. He didn't list it on eBay. You know, I imagine if GCW were popular, she might have also, or GFW was popular, she would have also kept the title.
This is great.
This is my guess.
I hope this happens with like the title that Chris Jericho lost in like his journey to Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, yo, that would be badass. The
like,
night he won the title.
World Heavyweight title belt for sale.
Guys, we should have known this promotion was cursed from the jump, okay? Man lost the title the night it was crowned. This is messed up. This is real messed up. Was he
supposed to win the first title, or was it Adam Page? Because remember it was supposed to be like Adam Page versus Pac? I don't think Pac was going to be the title holder for the company, you know?
I mean, he could have been, because he had a lot more momentum behind him back then than he obviously does now with the Lucha Bros.
Dude, imagine a world where Pac
Triangulo
is the first World Heavyweight Champion. That's crazy.
It could have gone really well or really bad. You know?
He just never loses it because he never appears in the show.
Yeah, he's not in the country to defend it.
Oh shit, guys, my flight got delayed. I can't be at the next pay-per-view of John Moxley.
Yeah, that's right. His visa
crazy.
issues. So there's an interim champion for the next 3 years. That'd be sick. COVID happens. It's an interim champion the entire COVID era. That'd be fucked up.
Did they retcon it where he never won the title in the first place? Who knows?
It's a good question. Steven,
yeah.
That was the week of February 17th of 2016. Are you ready to get to the current events of the modern day in pro wrestling?
I'm ready for the modern day wrestling news, dude.
Then let's do it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to today's wrestling news. Today is March 5th of 2023.
Let's go.
News this week, man. Do you have any news, you son of a...
I do. I have a lot of news, Steven. Okay.
How much news do you have, dude?
A lot is how much, okay? A lot is how much. And I think we might have both read this story, Steven, okay? I think we've synced up as far as our wrestling news consumption goes ever since I lost Twitter. And I have a feeling you might have seen this one. There is a criminal, quite frankly, under contract to WWE right now. No, not Dominic. He I believe was freed from prison, from jail. He was
Austin Theory. I think the allegations.
Austin Theory, I don't think ever had any criminal charges pressed against him, which is good for him at least. No. A criminal who was actually on our list of business owners earlier, Steven. Okay.
What?
One of the proud owners of Demandee's Donuts, the only owner actually of that company, still with WWE. Sonya Deville was arrested for unlawfully possessing a firearm, Steven.
I mean, it makes sense because, you know, she had a stalker at one point.
She did have a stalker who broke in. That is a little unfortunate. However, the stalker that tried breaking into her house, believe it or not, didn't try... that. I don't want to undermine the severity of that, but I do just want to make note of the fact that it did not happen in New Jersey, because actually Sonya lives in Orlando, I believe. She lives in Florida. Maybe I shouldn't give out the city where she lives.
Was it her own car? I thought they rent cars. WWE for like events. Don't they rent cars? So they fly to like places and then rent the car there?
Well, I think Daria's from New Jersey, to be fair. So I think she maybe it was like her family's car. Who the fuck knows? But also, even if you rent a car, if you're going someplace, you still get valet. Like what? You know, like you don't rent the car every time we drive it.
In like her like glove department or something.
Yeah, apparently the valet lost something and then was searching for it, and then in their illegal search of the car,
they lose something and then decide maybe I left it in the glove department. You know, maybe this glove compartment I haven't touched. It might have my keys.
No, but it did have a Glock or something in it. I'm not too certain the specific
like
firearm.
Anderson just has a Glock in his car. This is awesome, dude. This is
That's her driving buddy. Clap,
Who do you think her driving buddy is?
Arn. I'm pretty sure it's Arn. Yeah.
Her Glock? Is that
I
Arn's
do
Glock?
believe so.
What if it was Vince who planted the gun inside our car? Hear me out. Vince, he wants to make this storyline. He saw how successful Prison Dom was. So how about we make Prison Sonya?
Yo. My theory is that he's just homophobic and wants to fire the gay lady but doesn't know how. So he framed her for a crime.
Better than Tony Khan, who doesn't know how to fire the black lady.
Just says, oh, she was never even a good wrestler. I never even liked her, if we're being honest about it.
What a weird fucking tweet.
Yeah, Tony, sure.
She wasn't a good wrestler. By the way, guys, watch AEW Dynamite this Wednesday night.
Dark Elevation on YouTube everywhere, guys. Check it out. So, Steven,
yeah.
Sonya was unfortunately, I believe she was arrested. I believe she's out
right?
now.
She has money.
Yeah. And she still has a planned match against Charlotte Flair for Madison Square Garden
I hope
scheduled.
people chant really cool stuff at her, like,
"You're a murderer! You're a murderer!" They should.
You deserve it!
Oh, shit. That's crazy. That's wild.
Not.
Yeah, no,
Anyways.
hopefully she's met with cheers and love.
I have cooler news, alright?
Wow, how cool is it?
Do you know Lacey Evans?
No.
She
Who?
has some heat right now, guys. Some heat. Because Lacey Evans reposted on her Instagram story a quote that says,
Was it from
how to
Rey
fix
Mysterio? Oh,
90, no, it's from Bedros Brilliant.
sorry. I thought it was about beating her kids. My bad.
No, that's what Masai does.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
That was there's this thing on like up down down where they're playing Beyblades, right? And then Masai's like, I'm gonna beat my kids
Yo.
in Beyblades. And then you see like
That's
Mansoor's face just like drop when he says the first part. He's like, oh shit.
Let's go,
Anyways.
man.
How to fix 99% of anxiety and depression. Exercise hard daily. Eat clean. Put purpose over pleasure. Make a lot of more money. Stop overthinking. Help others and be kind. Mind your own f-king business. And she's gotten a lot of heat from this promo. More heat than Baron Corbin has ever gotten in his life.
The exercising hard one sounds fun. You know, like that sounds like a great time. Honestly, I work out with Ryback hard. Oh my god.
And then Ali, of course, posts on her Instagram story, not in response to Lacey Evans, by the way. Obviously, stating
You mean she what is it? Subtweeting? Is that what it's called? I think.
Posting on Instagram her story.
Oh shit! Sub posting on a story. My bad.
Vague posting.
Thinly veiled.
Some of us
Okay.
manage our mental health issues with medication, to suggest that simply exercising, eating a certain way, working more, etc., 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 will cure our mental illnesses is harmful and perpetuates the notion that mental health issues aren't actual illnesses. If anyone out there is struggling to do basic human activities due to their anxiety, depression, etc., you aren't alone. Please take care of yourself and don't listen to the narratives that you are choosing to suffer. Watch AEW Dark this Friday night on YouTube.
Guys, sorry, but listen. Guys, I just want to talk about this seriously, because both of them are dumb, okay? Like, guys, you can fix your problems with medication, and then you can also not. Like, both are valid, you know?
I don't have any say on this subject. I just think it's funny that Lacey Evans posts something really weird on Instagram.
I don't even think it's that weird. Like, yeah, eat healthy, work out. That does help your mental health. Not everyone, but for most people, it will.
You sound like a hater, dude.
It won't solve your problems, but you'll probably be feeling a little bit better. And then
You
if
just
not,
don't see
don't do
mental
it.
illness as an illness.
I mean,
That's on you.
I do. I don't think it's a life sentence. I think you. Okay.
That's on you, dude.
Okay. Sorry. You're right. Sorry. I apologize. Shouts out to the bunny though. She's rocking it. She's a vegan from what I understand, which is kind of cool.
Wow.
She dressed up like Lola Bunny one time, which I appreciate.
Wow.
And
Because she's the bunny? That why?
I don't know. It might have been before that. I really don't remember.
I know she dated Zack Ryder at one point.
Yo, I know she dated Austin Aries at one point. which she has to be taller than him. She has to be.
Oh man, what a great relationship. Austin Aries, a great boyfriend. Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Now she's with Braxton Sutter, so that's cool.
That guy's cool.
I think there are 5 Braxton Sutters on AEW, man. Why did they decide when they started? Yeah, like they each have like their stereotypical wrestler. In AEW, it's a short, bald dude with a beard. And then in WWE, it's like a frat-looking, maybe long blonde hair guy.
Right?
You know, yeah.
Blonde boy.
Like dirty blonde hair.
Again, there was this time where they only hired like athletes from colleges who are just kind of fratty. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Did you see that one guy looks like William Regal's son? Like the son of William Regal? That's what he looks like.
Yeah, you mean the guy who's the son of William Regal?
Yeah.
Who works for NXT and is the reason that William Regal went back to WWE partially?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
He looks really
Can't even tell to what extent you're fucking with me. Or to what extent you know that's William Regal's son. Because it is.
Oh, well.
Oh, well is right, Steven. I did a bit of digging. Normally, we don't talk about what actually happens on Raw and SmackDown on this podcast, just because WrestlingInc.com doesn't cover it. But, joke's on you. I went to WrestlingNews.com this week, because Wrestling Inc. was so dry.
Turning heel.
And on WrestlingNews.com, they do some recaps of the highlights of Raw and SmackDown, which I appreciate. And apparently, Roman Reigns faced off with Cody Rhodes in a promo battle, Steven.
Did he say his dad was dead and Cody started crying? That's
kind of close. Right, it was actually way worse than that, Steven.
Okay.
Roman Reigns was like,
worse than your dad's dead.
Listen. Cody knows his dad is dead, right? Cody didn't know this. Roman Reigns says,
knew that?
That'd be terrible timing to learn live on television in front of millions. Roman Reigns is like, I want you to know, Cody, I respect your dad. I got my confidence in this industry from your dad. He was one of the first people to believe in me, okay? He told me that I was it. I was the future of this industry. We'd have long personal conversations where we talk about everything. Everything from our personal lives to wrestling, all of it. But, Cody, do you want to know what he told me about you? Nothing.
And then it cuts to Cody crying?
Yeah, he's sobbing in the middle of the ring. It's really sad.
Let's make a Cody promo. It starts with, so what do you guys want to talk about? And then he's like, my father was an innovator of the business.
That's really edging into your Triple H impression here, Steven.
I don't know.
A little bit. He'll talk about Liberty at some point too, you know?
Anyways, the other company that I work for, that's we cannot name.
That pissant company, am I right?
That's why this pay-per-view, I will do it for my father.
I'm not just fighting for the title. I'm not just fighting for liberty. I'm not just fighting for my wife. I'm not just fighting for my father. I am fighting for my legacy. I am fighting for my future. Listen.
God, I love these Cody promos.
I do love Cody. I love him so much.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Is that just his thing now? Like, so what do you guys want to talk about?
I was planning to save this promo for later, but I have a feeling that might not happen. So I'm gonna do it now.
I'm crying or something. This is awesome.
Hell yeah.
He wins the title. Yeah. So what do you guys want to talk about? When like both the belts on his shoulder. Good for Cody.
That's sick.
Speaking of Cody, you seen the next WrestleMania match they're booking?
Does it involve Omos?
Remember when I talked about how Bray Wyatt might be facing Brock Lesnar because he cut a promo on Brock Lesnar once? Apparently, we're not having that. We're going to have Omos versus Brock Lesnar instead.
Oh, thank God. Steven, I thought you were about to say Omos versus Bray Wyatt, in which case I would have cried.
Apparently, people were like really mad that Omos is fighting Brock Lesnar.
No, this is just the Bobby match from last year. The Bobby and Omos match last year was great. Just do it again. Don't worry,
because Bobby's fighting Bray Wyatt this year.
Woo! Again, take my strategy, take my plans, just put them together. That fatal four-way will be fucked.
Omos's whole thing is he's really tall. That's his only gimmick. You need to put someone over? Just like fucking fight Omos, dude, okay? Look it over.
Listen, when they realize Omos is whatever, they've run the giant bit into the ground, they gotta embrace the anime, okay? They gotta have him come out with, like, women doing cosplay. He has a horde of women doing Catgirl cosplay. Catgirl Zelina comes out on his shoulders.
He's the new manager? Almost. There we go.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Oh my god.
When Fantasma whatever disbands in like 2 years, we got you. We got Almost, dude.
Listen.
If Kenny Omega goes to like WWE, imagine they put Almost as like his fucking bodyguard. Like that's just his role. He just plays bodyguards.
How dare you? No. We need the anime gimmick. I want Omos to exclusively run. He no longer walks. And he does the anime run. Like he does. He just tips over every time he leans an inch forward.
This is some good booking right here, dude.
Hell yeah, it is. Well, speaking of booking, Steven.
Yeah.
I have some booking we got to talk about from yesterday. We need to talk about all the booking decisions TK made with AEW Revolution 2022. Okay,
that's still happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Happening on the card. I don't watch AEW enough.
Happening yesterday at 7 p.m. or something like that. And
Central.
I just wanted to get your thoughts about the 0-hour pre-show, Steven, in which there was a trios match between the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fénix and Penta El Cero Miedo, and their trio's partner, not Pac, but Mark Briscoe. The three of them taking on the new Trust Busters, which I believe is made up of Ari Daivari.
How did not get worse gimmick on WON awards? That makes no sense.
Well, you have to have a gimmick for it to be bad, for one.
What's their gimmick?
I don't know. Tony Nese is there, though. And so is that Josh Woods guy who lost to Wheeler Yuta when we saw him in Arlington. Okay? So, listen. Do you remember how that match went? Because I was a little distracted. I don't know if I caught all the 0 hour.
The guys behind us were like, I know this is good wrestling, but I'm kind of bored. Like, just admit you're just bored. You don't have to say it's good. You don't have to pretend it's good, dude, you know? You don't have to pretend you liked it, okay?
Well, it wasn't good. But Steven, was this match good between the Lucha Brothers, Mark Briscoe versus the Trust Busters?
Yeah, I like the part where Mark Briscoe got hired because his brother died and Tony wanted to
get I liked when Sammy Guevara came out after the match and gave him a contract. That was cool. I liked that a lot.
Is he contracted by AEW?
I would imagine at this point he has to be. Right? He surely got one of those graphics by now. But even still, I would still recommend...
Does Tony Nese work for AEW?
It's a great question. I'm not too certain. But again, if Sammy's given him the contract, it's got to be official.
Speaking of Ring of Honor, I saw the card for Ring of Honor. Ari Daivari versus Grand Metalik is one of the matches. Which, like, okay.
Cool.
I guess we can just watch 205 live.
Yeah, that did great, man. That's really, really awesome.
Not even like the mid card of 205 live, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah. Well, either way, this match was, I think, pretty good. I caught the ending of it where it looks like they had some like communication troubles. Ari Daivari accidentally pinned Mark Briscoe for 3.
Oh no!
It was really awkward after the match.
Oh man!
But they played Mark's music anyways.
Briscoe? Like, what do you do? Because like, you didn't want to like hire him because he's like you wanted to like push him for your product, right? You just hired him because his brother died.
Well, no, they've been trying to hire this motherfucker for years.
I thought they
wouldn't let Tony. Yeah. So it's not like it's a pity that they wanted him, but they couldn't. I mean, they probably would have. Wanted the package deal, but
the package deal,
yeah,
just so
but
they could lose to the Young Bucks.
Well, eventually, yeah, probably. Either way, Steven, Ari Daivari did pick up the win for the Trust Busters. I hope this is the start of something beautiful, even though it was clearly an accident.
The Trust Busters dethrone the Elite as the trios champion. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's only once they rebrand themselves from the Trust Busters to the Truth Busters. You're so right. Absolutely.
What was that one tag team with Trent and Beretta again? The Dude Busters?
The Dude Busters, yeah, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Shouts out to Kaylin Croft, my favorite elementary school teacher. Steven, let's talk about the grave consequences match that happened at AEW Revolution last night.
Is this real?
Okay.
Was it actually called that?
No, it's called like Man in a Hole match or something.
Did they get put inside a hole?
I think so, because I don't think there's going to be a casket, but I think AJ Styles versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
So a buried alive match? With The Undertaker and Kane?
Yeah, but instead of Undertaker and Kane, we have two actual legends of the industry.
Sting.
We have... No. We have Jack Perry and Christian.
Wow.
And Jungle Boy wants to bury Christian in the ground.
Is that why it's a buried alive match? Just so you can use that term, buried?
I hope so. I hope they keep like making direct eye contact and winking with the camera during the match too.
I'm gonna bury you like your dad.
Oh,
Winks
no,
at
that's
camera.
so literal. That's so literal. No. They cut that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that'd be a little tough. I mean, if he says that, that'd be kind of awesome. But I don't think it's
This
gonna happen.
is awesome. I love referencing dead people.
Hell yeah.
But Charlotte Flair
yeah.
and her dead brother, that's bad.
No, we
was
don't
a bad
talk about
promo.
that. We don't do that. No. Of course not.
I hope Christian wins. I think he is the younger talent, so he should win. You know?
Yeah. I hope there's like a legit hole in the ground they're throwing them into. And whoever gets thrown in like breaks their ankle on the way down. Yeah. Or sorry, actually, I don't know why I said I hope. That's what happened. Jungle Boy got thrown in the hole and broke both his ankles upon landing.
Came out, chokes him to the hole. He fucked up the choke slam.
Like it wasn't supposed to be the finish. Jungle Boy was supposed to crawl out, it looked like. But again, both the broken ankles really hindered him. As when Luchasaurus dragged him out of the hole, he just fell right back in. Yeah, it was a little tough. But all's well that ends well. Christian Cage and the Trust Busters are surely moving on to the top of this industry. Steven, next up, Trios titles are on the line.
Oh.
Everybody's favorite, The Elite, took on the House of Black.
Wow.
Who won this match?
Dude, I can't believe the Elite won. That's crazy, dude.
Especially after they re-debuted CM Punk as the leader of the House of Black. Like, to just have him lose like that was a little fucked. Yeah. Like...
That's crazy. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know either, man. It's tough. It's weird booking. Especially when they had Nick Jackson get the pin over CM Punk. It was just an odd decision.
Where was Pac? No.
Where was Pac? Why wasn't he in the House of Black match?
Where was CM Punk's dog, you know? What happened?
Where was Larry? Larry was actually at ringside, if you remember correctly.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Larry and AJ were watching ringside like during Sami Zayn's match, Roman Reigns. They were crying the whole time as Nick Jackson super kicked CM Punk 50 times in a row for shoot. Blood dripping from his face, teeth all knocked out.
He bladed his own foot. He has like a hidden blade on his foot and started kicking the shit out of CM Punk. It was awesome.
Larry did jump the barricade and get stepped on by Kenny Omega. It was kind of messed up. Yeah, it was an honest accident, an honest mistake. But shouts out to the Elite for retaining their titles, and shouts out to Phil for being back in the company.
Wow.
Good for Phil.
Money, you know, all of his his side careers kind of died.
It's true. Well, Larry is gonna need surgery, and actually so is Punk after his jaw has been completely dismantled. Yep. I'm glad we went for the same word there. Next up, Steven.
It was a good match. Man.
Yeah, no, 5 stars in any WON. Samoa Joe fought Wardlow.
Wow,
for the
title?
TNT title. That's right, Steven.
Remember when Darby Allin won the title randomly? That was cool.
In this match when he came out and made it a triple threat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I like when they did 3-person stereo coffin drops into the middle of the ring. And they all just collided heads.
Oh, this is sad. Wrestling.
It was. Samoa Joe actually missed. He did not get far enough. He was a little too heavy.
No, he did the Samoa Joe cell where he just walks away. Pretty cool.
Ooh, that's so sick. From the top rope, though, he tried doing it after leaping.
Rope, yeah.
Damn, that's kind of awesome. Do you remember who won after Darby?
3-man pin.
Oh shit! So it's like Lay Cool, but 3 men are the TNT champion.
Yep.
Okay.
They all represent each letter. T champion, the N champion, and the other T champion. It was pretty sick.
Wow, cool. 2 more titles in AEW. That's awesome.
That's what they need.
That's so sick.
How many shows do we have now? Like what? 20? Just have a fucking title for every show now, you know? You need a dark title. You need a...
Yeah, I think so.
You need a Ring of Honor title. You need a Dark Elevation title. So many titles.
Well, next up, Steven, was actually a non-title match. It was the first ever AEW champion, Chris Jericho, Le Champion, taking on Ricky Starks.
I can't believe Chris Jericho won again, you know? That's crazy.
Well, when you say won again, you mean win for the first time? I know, that was crazy.
When Chris Jericho just puts over all that young talent that gets over with people.
I do too. And then the match was actually, if I remember correctly, it was only a couple seconds long. It was a squash. It was Judas Effect and over.
Don't worry, guys. It's actually good because that means next week on Dark, Ricky Starks can get his win back.
It's true. It's true. They had Action Andretti come out and then challenge Jericho to a match. Right then and there to like make up for, because like the crowd was kind of robbed of a great Ricky Starks match, right? So they have Action Andretti there. He challenges Jericho to a match. You know, Action Andretti has 1 win over Jericho. Jericho has 0 wins over Action Andretti, and then Jericho beat Action Andretti as well.
The Jericho cycle, he puts you over once. You only get one. And then you only get one match.
Just that one. Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun one, man. A fun little 2-minute segment to really break up the monotony of this show. Samoa Joe, Wardlow, and Darby went 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, which is tough for Joe at this point in his career, but he made it.
Move. He's so stiff now.
Yeah, a little bit. Next up, Steven, 4-way tag team match for the AEW tag titles.
How many fucking matches are there? Holy shit.
It's the Gun Club versus The Acclaimed versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
What the fuck is the story here? What?
FTR nowhere to be found because Dax is getting fired or something. I don't really know.
You know what's crazy won? Is that, like, wasn't like the Acclaimed feuding of Jeff Jarrett?
Yes.
And Jay Lethal, and then they lost the title to like some other random team they stopped feuding with. That's what?
Listen. No, that's a valid point.
Wait.
But they tied up all the loose ends here in this match, didn't they, Steven?
Oh yeah, I liked when Orange Cassidy won the title. That was cool.
Yeah, like there really was not much offense here. It seemed like no one was really that invested in the match. Like I don't really know what was happening.
Like, wasn't he teaming with like Hook?
Hookhausen was a thing for a period of time, but he's also always been with the Best Friends. And also the FTW champion.
The actual tag team in that stable just aren't in the tag team match. That's awesome.
No,
dude.
excuse you. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen are your new tag team champions.
Good for Danhausen. I didn't know he could still wrestle. I thought he was injured still. Good for him.
Danhausen?
Yeah.
No, he's killing it, man. He is doing great. CM Punk actually came out to celebrate this match as jaw was still detached from his body. But he's such a big Danhausen mark. You couldn't stop him.
Big fan, you know. Danhausen was like, yo, this is awesome. He started crying in the ring. His makeup came off of his face. Beautiful. The boyhood dream.
The Acclaimed tried celebrating with OC and Danhausen afterwards by doing like the scissor me. They wanted like to, give him some of the rub. But then CM Punk cut a 10-minute long promo on the two of them for trying to steal Danhausen's spotlight.
He works with kids, man. Okay.
He works with fucking children, okay? God. It's true. Shouts out to Mindy's Bakery, by the way. I hope they're doing well. Steven, next up.
There's so much drama with those two owners, you know? One of them has like an OnlyFans that was secret for some reason. That one
What?
got arrested for a Glock.
Wait. Is Mindy's Bakery the show from Kitchen Nightmares and not the CM Punk one that he referenced?
No. I'm thinking of Mandy's
Wait.
Nuts.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I also think Mindy's Bakery might be the name of a bakery that...
No, that's ABC Bakery.
No. The
Amy's
one on
Baking
Kitchen...
Company.
Amy's... Yes, you're so right.
That one doesn't exist anymore. I think they...
Why do you know that? Why are you also aware of this
your
bakery
Kitchen
from like
Nightmares
2014? No, not really.
Do you remember? My name is Nino. That was a banger meme, dude.
No,
Kitchen
I
Nightmares.
don't.
It's because in every YouTube video for Kitchen Nightmares, because people don't actually watch the show, they just watch the clips on YouTube. Every end, you know, like the end credits or end card of every video will have like some clip of the show, right? For some reason, the only clip they did was some guy going, "My name is Nino."
That's cool.
That was the only clip you could see in like the end of every video. It was crazy.
Yeah, I used to go to school with a kid named Nino. He got into fights
Fuck,
actually in elementary school. In the restroom, he would get into fights.
You're in elementary school. What the fuck? Why do you have like an underground fight club, dude?
I don't know. There was a bunch of Daniel Bryans in my class, you know, just sneaking peeks at the urinal. I get it. Nino was pissed. Steven?
Yeah?
We have a triple threat match for the AEW women's title. Jamie Hayter's our defending champion. And her two opponents are Ruby Soho and Saraya, star of Fighting With My Family.
Is she the reason why? Is she in this match because she doesn't have to take as many bumps?
I imagine she's in this match to win the title.
Oh.
If I'm being frank.
You think they can put the title on her, like legally speaking? Like how does she defend it?
Like, do I think Paul will sue if they put the title on her?
Yeah.
I can't imagine, but maybe so. Maybe
she did win the title. It's kind of crazy. You know.
She did win the title in this match.
Saraya.
You're right, Steven. Sorry, I keep speaking in hypotheticals, but this event happened. Saraya did win. And how did she go about winning again?
A roll-up?
I believe it was a roll-up. Yeah. She lifted up both her opponents for the big end, and they both screamed in her ear that they were both injured. But before she could...
Don't do it!
Before she could let them down, her ankle did snap, similar to Jungle Boy, as she couldn't support the weight of them. One with a roll-up. Then, if you remember, Steven, at the press conference was the only thing I watched in full, so I do have complete memory of that.
Of these pay-per-views, let's be honest.
Yeah, I do remember Saraya shoving muffins down her throat and announcing to the world that she broke her ankle and can't defend her women's title.
I'm middle-aged. I work with fucking children.
Honestly.
Oh, Saraya. And then she hanged out with her boyfriend who potentially murdered a dude.
Ronnie Radke?
It's pretty cool.
I didn't know. Is that for shoot? I heard like he was like abusive or something. I didn't know he was a murderer.
Well, he made a video where he shanked a guy, like a model, as like a joke. As he's been, what's it called?
Accused of shanking people?
Accused of being involved with like some murder or something. I don't remember. Oh well.
Well, Paige did commit a murder tonight. At the press conference. First shoot. Denise Salcedo was front row. Paige killed her. It's just how the press... AEW's had a rough year, Steven. I don't know what else to say.
Their company of the year, what are you talking about?
Dude, how did they win that? I love AEW. They are going to be my favorite promotion until they fuck up. And they've already fucked up so much. But until they fuck up real bad, they're going to be my favorite promotion.
We don't talk about those.
No, we don't talk about it. So actually, let's glance over the murder of Denise Salcedo and talk about another singles match, non-title, on this show. Okay? Steven, this was a Texas death match between... They used weapons and probably both bladed. In this
They both bladed. Control F, replace.
Moxley and Hangman fought to the death last night. Okay?
Wow.
And who won, Steven?
I didn't know they were feuding.
ever since Deadlock stopped covering Dynamite, I don't know what happens on the show. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the part where Moxley bladed in the first minute of the match. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was kind of cool. I liked the part where Hangman, again, young, dumb motherfucker he is, bladed the wrong way. He bladed vertically.
Oh, no. Just
over and
blood everywhere.
over again. Well, yeah, he
like
just...
New Jack. It's crazy.
A little bit. And then, at one point, when Jon Moxley went to reach for his second blade, he was pissed to realize that it wasn't there in his wrist tape where it should have been. And then he got a microphone.
He dropped in the crowd. He's like, shit, guys. Hey, guys, have you seen my blade? Please pick it up and give it back to me. I don't have any more, guys, okay? I don't know how to make them. Chris Jericho makes them, all right?
Well, yeah, exactly. At that moment, actually, Chris Jericho emerged at the top of the ramp with a bucket of razor blades.
He's like, he's off camera. Good for Jericho.
But that did lead to a really cool spot I had never seen before, where Moxley took the bucket of razor blades, dumped them in the middle of the ring, and then set up for a big suplex spot, where Hangman Page landed head first. Well, yeah, Hangman landed head first on the razor blades.
Broke his neck and shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, thankfully, they didn't cut anyone because the razor blades weren't like standing vertically, like. They were all flat on the canvas, so it was just like, yeah, there's really no impact.
He just landed some sharp stuff.
Yeah, some potentially sharp stuff. Hangman was fine, broke his neck, but
still won. It's kind of crazy.
Still won. He did do the what's it called? The fucking buckshot lariat. Still didn't look anywhere near as good as Logan Paul's, but we get what we can get, and we don't throw a fit. It's
crazy how good Logan Paul's at that move. You know, like.
I mean, yeah, speaking. a little bit.
He's really fast when he does it.
So, again, who won this match? I forget.
The audience.
Honestly,
it went is awesome. Just remember how Moxley had a really close match the other day with Evil Uno? Power levels are really close between Evil Uno and Adam Page.
It's true. I like the part where they cut to Evil Uno watching backstage on a monitor.
Blood gushing out of his mask.
He was bleeding still from his match.
The little child was bleeding backstage. This is a good match. It was a
great match, honestly, Steven. It did go the full hour time limit that was set for the Texas Death Match because both men bled out in the middle of the ring, went unconscious, and spent 20 minutes of the match not moving on the canvas.
The crowd chanting, "This is storytelling! This is storytelling!" Clap, clap.
But after the 60-minute mark, it was ruled a no contest. Both men were stretchered out. On the same stretcher, actually. TK was not prepared.
Put the cast on wrong and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah. So after that hour-long Broadway, we cut to our main event. The hour-long Iron Man match for the AEW World Title. And that is a shoot, Steven. The match between MJF and Daniel Bryan is a 1-hour Iron Man match. That's not a joke.
Wow. So, it was just like Brett versus Shawn, where they didn't pin each other for the entire match. It was awesome.
It was pretty sick. Of course, though, it did have an ending I think that was worth sticking around for.
I can't believe Almost is in AEW now. That's crazy.
With Zelina Vega, believe it or not. She can finally work in the same company as her husband. Long awaited. They've actually remember how House of Black earlier, it was CM Punk instead of Alistair? This is where they've slotted in Alistair. They were saving him for this big spot where he's dressed up as a cat boy and accompanying Omos to the ring.
He's an emo cat boy.
And Omos, of course, wasn't there to wrestle or get physical tonight. No. He was there to join Excalibur and Taz on commentary. And
he makes a lot of anime references.
It was all anime references. It was kind of sick, Steven. Okay? And MJF and Bryan, they put on a match, but honestly, I was there more for the Omos content than anything else.
He said, I like this match. It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. That was pretty cool when he said that.
Do you remember Michonne in the beginning seasons of The Walking Dead where she had the 2 jawless and armless zombies on chains behind her?
I didn't watch that season.
Oh, I'm sorry about it. Well, this is how I imagine Omos. He has Zelina and Alistair on chains.
Chains?
And they follow him everywhere.
This gimmick is bad now.
What do you mean?
Reasons.
They're his cat girl and cat boy.
Oh.
Why is it bad?
Oh, it's because they're in
awesome.
chains.
They're Steven, they're willingly in chains.
Are they
okay?
on all fours like dogs?
When they want to be. Okay, this angle is all about consent. Okay.
When are we getting like a zombie angle in AEW?
Oh, in
This
AEW,
one
that's
dies, comes back as a zombie.
I mean, Abaddon is in AEW. To be fair, I think she is a zombie.
Oh.
But what I thought was weird about this match though with Bryan and MJF was that they treated it as just like one big hour-long advertisement for Impractical Jokers this week, which MJF is guest starring on. They just
Remember the TBS
they kept
crowd,
plugging it. Yeah,
Big Bang Theory audience just really loved this match, you know.
They did. So shouts out, MJF is going to be on Impractical Jokers on March 9th. So everyone tune in for his big debut over on True TV, I believe is the station.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That was AEW. It's pay-per-view.
Yeah. So, who walked out champion?
The audience.
You're so right. I forget. I forget when long hair guy and his mom stormed the ring and pinned MJF and Daniel Bryan at the same time.
Part of the match? Yes.
Yep. They were.
You think you're untouchable? Well, guess what? You are. AEW.
And you can come back to Following Lucha next week for more positive affirmations like that.
I got one more news.
Why would you wait till now? What? What's the news?
YouTuber Moist Critical made a video where he said WWE is gonna die. Because he's starting his own wrestling promotion. That's like he compared it to CZW because he's a really big fan of CZW and backyard wrestling.
That's not a good thing. DJ Hyde is not someone you want to be backing in the year of our Lord.
But basically, he just wants to make like some wacky wrestling promotion that's like kind of deathmatchy sometimes, kind of not.
This just sounds like DPW.
The first match has a storyline where this guy named Chainsaw, his entire life got fucked after the Great Recession of 2008, and now he can make up his chances of beating the bad guys by beating up some businessman in his first match ever at MLW? MW? MWP?
Steven, Major League Wrestling is already a promotion.
Oh.
Major League Wrestling has been around for forever. Court Bauer owns it. Dario Cueto works there. That's where MJF like started after CZW.
Is CZW still a thing?
That's a great question. It probably is, but GCW obviously kind of took their spot and then
so
made
sad.
it way bigger. No, it's way happy. It is good news.
Wasn't the Combat Zone like pretty shady? Isn't GCW pretty shady?
GCW is a little shady, but I can forgive it because Blake Christian is there. You know?
That's our guy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But that's Following Lucha this week.
Cool. Well, we'll be back next week, I think, with more Following Lucha, more
Maybe
Lucha Underground. Maybe not. Who's to say? You gotta subscribe. You gotta comment and tell us, guys. Please come back next week. We need some positive affirmation in our life, guys. Okay? We need some attention. We haven't posted a TikTok in a long time. Just give us some attention.
We don't like.
Give me what I want.
He got
Okay?
banned from Biden's thing. You know, he hates
America.
TikTok.
We got banned from Biden's America. You're right, Steven. And so, here we are. Back next week. More Following Lucha. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.